And welcome to the FeedBak podcast. I am your host, Back. I got Obi in the building, as
What's
always.
up, guys?
We got returning champ, your lover, Kimberly Scott is here.
Hey guys.
And introducing Penelope Costopoulos. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Thank you. Live from New York City.
That's
living
right.
Living the New York life. And again, another one of Obi's
Just go
guest
to
booking.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know Obi?
Facebook group.
How do you know Obi? I gotta ask that every time he introduces somebody to the show. Penelope.
Obi and I.
You
You want me to tell the story?
Sure, you can tell the story.
I was looking for a headshot photographer when I moved to Austin, and my friend Izzy Bocanegra knew Obi, and he was like, "Yo, my boy Obi is great," and so that's how we connected.
How long ago was that?
Classic Austin story.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Jeez, maybe 6 years ago.
Yeah,
Or-
it's really depressing.
or-
5 or 6 years ago.
yeah, maybe back into modern dating days.
Yeah, those are the days.
Back-
By the way, if you haven't checked out Obi's channel, Only Obi, go check it out. There's some funny shit on there. The modern dating videos I told you are dope. And I'm in one of them. I forgot which one, but I know I'm in one of them. Good time. That was like what? 2000, that was 2008 or 9 or something?
2009
God damn it.
when I made that.
Wow.
Shit, we old.
But me and Penelope go back because ever since like I did her headshot, then we kind of kept in touch, and I started noticing she was doing like a bunch of these dope ass short films, and like just really funny, and getting into more and more film festivals. I would notice, I'm like, yo, this girl's like killing it. Like at first when I first met her, she was like, oh, I'm like kind of inspiring. I'm trying to get into the film business, and then like bam, back to back, started doing all these short films, and they were getting into these festivals and screen. I'm like, and then she's in a film with who's the guy from Training Day that you were with, Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
She was in a movie with him, and I was like,
Oh,
yo.
yeah.
So she left our nest here in Austin and went back to New York to
Oh.
kind of go and start.
You were
hustling.
Ethan Hawke, and you go, oh, yeah. That's a pretty big deal, isn't it?
Oh, I forgot about that one.
No.
Oh, yeah,
It's just
Ethan
a funny
Hawke. You know
story.
Ethan Hawke.
Mhm.
Sorry,
No,
go
I
ahead.
mean, he's like an Austin veteran, so he's around the area, but he was like, they say don't meet your idol. He's really nice. He's exactly how you would expect, but just don't meet your idol.
Don't
So
meet
it's
your
all
idol.
good.
I knew she was gonna say that.
Love the
That's so
guy,
funny.
but
Who's?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to gossip. I was gonna say I remember.
You can't just start and not say anything.
No, but I'm not really into tabloid stuff. I don't ever see it as much, but I do remember seeing some stuff about his ex, coming out and saying some things, and then just saying how hard it was to work with him through people that I knew in the industry. So when you said that, I knew you were about to say don't meet your idol, and I was like,
yeah.
All right, Ethan Hawke is an asshole.
Yeah, it's not a good story. He left Uma Thurman for his babysitter.
yeah.
Like, it was a really bad story.
That's why I didn't want to say it.
I'm
That-
just
I was
saying, no
about to go there,
judgment,
and I was
but-
like, dude,
Yeah,
I know
no-
we have we're supposed to be talking about Yelp, but
No,
so
we'll get to that. This is banter. That's fine.
this is our Yelp review on Ethan Hawke. So basically,
Well,
Right, exactly.
the reason why I wanted to talk about Yelp because I thought it'd be a good follow up to last week's episode, which was about the social dilemma with all the documentary on Netflix and how it's damaging our young minds, and it's people go through depression and all that stuff. And I'm like, what is the social media for businesses where we like they live or die by it? And I'm like, yeah, that's Yelp. That is Yelp. I'm trying to think. Yelp started like 2004, 5, something like that. And when it came out, like it was like the shit. Like as far as local businesses, looking up restaurants, like that was the shit. And then they started doing some shady shit, and we can get into that later. But were you guys Yelpers? Do you ever write reviews in there?
I was. It looks like Carlin said that they started in 2004. So man, that would have been 16 years ago. Yeah, at first I was a Yelper in the sense of, reading it for reviews just to kind of like help myself dodge a bullet or something. But it's taken on a whole new world of its own. Rarely did I ever sit down and write a review too much unless it was for a business that I really had worked with. Back when that started, I would have been in like the creative world of like, that's when I was in TV and photos and stuff. So that's what people did build their businesses on, is those reviews, especially in creative talent. So I was big into helping out my friends at that time, but I don't think I got involved in it to the extent it is now. I mean, it's kind of involved in, make or break cancel culture at this point sometimes.
Penelope, did you Yelp?
Yeah, I mean, I think Yelp is actually really overall reliable. Like, I have definitely written some really fucked up reviews. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, why?
Oh man.
Why what
No,
happened?
like with just customer service. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah,
Like,
we
I'm
can
breaking
hear you.
Yeah,
up.
I can hear you. Keep going.
Yeah, just first of all, I'm a huge foodie. So for restaurants, like if something's really fucked up, I'm going to write it. And that's when I always go on Yelp and I write exactly what happened. And
Like, give us an example. That would
I
make you
went
want to
to
get behind your keyboard and talk
like
shit
if
about the
food,
business.
first of all, if it's supposed to be like really hyped up, especially, or if it's expensive and I go there and the food is literally terrible, or they give me like one piece of asparagus and they charge me $35, like I am going to write, fuck you, like this is what you guys are getting into. And I'm going to be completely honest. Cause when I go to restaurants, I literally read Yelp before I go if it's a new restaurant. So
It's 5 stars only.
I mean, the better, the more stars, the better, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, if more people, if it's a 3-star, it's just, there's no way you're going to check it out. Like there's no way you're going.
But that's the reason I don't know.
I will, can I share a wild ass story? Like I've never been able to share this story with like anybody because no one's ever asked. And I just thought of this when you were like, a specific one. So what would make you, want to sit down and write a review? I sat in a bar while something was going on and wrote the Yelp review. So last year I was hired to go to a retreat, in mindset coaching and all that. I was at this women's retreat and I finally got a break of all the woo-woo and the breath work and the center yourself and all that. And I was like, I just want to get wild. I just want to go do something, much more like let my hair down and all that. So I'm in St. Pete, Florida, and I go to this bar and I wanted to go to like the most dirtiest, nastiest, wildest, like, throwback rap music, all of it. I wanted all that.
Oh, I thought you meant bar. I thought you were going to say, well, I'm like, what was that bar? 1 star.
No, I mean, yeah, that part, the music was the problem too. So we go in and the music was great. They had a DJ and he was playing awesome music. And so we're sitting there and, I don't know if you've ever had like a bartender, but they kind of like that's had an ego that for some reason, like, I don't know if he has a power trip or a complex with like females sometimes, like he'll just be like, oh, I can't see you. I'm not noticing you or whatever. So this dude was kind of playing that game with us. And there was only like 4 people at the bar. So I was like, I know you see us. Like, I mean, whatever. And so I'm not usually one to be like, I don't try to play the Karen role. I might look like one, but I don't play it. So
Karen wasn't a thing back then.
I know, right? So I was, sitting there and I'd gotten my drinks and this woman and her husband, so one man sits next to me and it was pretty interesting all night. These are the experiences I live for. I'm going to try to go really fast because it's kind of a wild story. So the guy sits next to me. First of all, he's just trying to get a break from his family who he had taken, on vacation. And he was just trying to get a break. So he was just there for like 10 minutes while he said, I went to get the pizza for his family. So he just came in for a beer. So we had a good talk. He gave me a piece of pizza. It was so funny. And he left. Well, who came and replaced him was this woman who was like wild. I don't know what concoction of fun pills she had, taken. She had tried to explain it to me and alcohol and all this, but she was like slippery sloping fast.
By herself?
And I was like with her a husband that she kept reminding me, she kept telling me, he's 30 years older than me. He's 30 years older. I was like, I don't care. That's fine. But he was like very sober and he was like really put together. And then he was like, she was all sloppy and wild. And I didn't care again, do your thing, have your fun, like live it up. So I'm just trying to talk to her this whole time. She's like, I'm in love with your face. I love you. This is before COVID. So she's trying to touch me. And even before then I was like, I don't want you touching me when I don't know you. She's touching my face, all this stuff. Again, this isn't the bar's problem. No big deal with that. But she's standing there and I keep, asking her to stop. And she's really in my face and just, that whole drunk, a belligerent drunk, like,
Oh,
you're
we've
so
all been there.
Yeah.
and your voice is so soothing, your voice is sexy and all this stuff. So I asked the bartender, can I have another drink, because I need some alcohol to deal with this shit. So
Oh, you wanted to deal with it, didn't just walk away?
well, I mean, I was with a group of people. We had sat down, we were doing our own thing. So I didn't want to move our whole group at the bar just because this lady. And I was trying to be nice. I didn't want to judge her. It seemed like she'd gone through a rough day. And then the husband was acting really intense for a minute too, like calling her names and stuff. So I go to the bathroom and I walk into the bathroom and I'm in the bathroom and I'm kind of getting a buzz by this time. And I hear a man's voice and then I hear her voice. And I'm like, is the husband in here too? And it was a different man's voice. And I walk out and they're like in the act. He's like, give it for money and drug exchange. They're like in the act of something. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, no, not today. I'm not want to get involved in this. So I'm trying to get out, but he's like, oh, I'll double the thing for this. And not trying to, pull me into it.
Hold on. So
they were in the act of like,
they were fucking in the stall or they were selling drugs in the bathroom?
Like blowjob for drugs. So
both. Okay.
Yeah. So I walked out, but they're not in a stall. They ain't in a stall. Like this is a full functioning, like full opportunity, equal opportunity. Get
you
your
have
stuff
to name
in
that bar when you're done with the story.
Yeah, right. So I walk outside and I'm just like, I go back and I was like telling my friends, hey, I think we probably want to go because this lady's here and there's a bunch of stuff going on. And the music changed to like some weird music. I'm not going to offend anybody, so I'm not going to say what it was. But anyway, it was weird and it didn't make any sense. So our whole crowd was just like, nobody wants to be here anyway. So I say to the bartender, hey, can we get our tab? He gets annoyed. He's like, oh, y'all too good to be here? And I said, no, we just want a different vibe. And I just saw somebody.
And there's a girl sucking dicks in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was like, so honestly, like not my thing, no offense. And he comes at me. He's like, do you understand that I like you can call the owner? And I'm like, I'm not threatening to call the owner. I said, I just want my bill. He's like, you can call the owner. I have full reign of whatever's going on here. And you know what? I'm tired of white girls. He's white, by the way. I don't know, whatever. He's like, I'm tired of white girls like you, white girl wasted, always trying to like dictate what the music says, that and this ghetto ass music. And I was like, I didn't ask for the music to be changed. I just said, this is not our vibe.
You need to go to the bathroom and get.
Yeah, all I did was just get a couple beers and go to the bathroom, grab some pizza from a dad that didn't want to be there with his family. Still not judging. But so basically I get into it with this dude because I usually get about 4 comments in until I snap. And then I'm like, bitch. So at that point, that's when I was like, I don't know who you're talking to, but like, we are not going this direction. So he calls me belligerent and my friends are like, and then this woman comes out and she's telling the bartender, she's like taking up for me. She's like, no, she had to go see something in the bathroom and she's my new best friend. And I was like, this is all too weird, strange. And then he double charged me for the beers. They were supposed to be half off and he double charged me. And then I signed my thing. Well, I get a notification. I signed my bill to leave. My Chase account notifies me that $115 has been charged. And I was like, that's not what I just paid. So then I tell him and he's like, that is what you paid. And I said, no, let me see the receipt. He wants to argue with me. So, okay, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. There's all this drama going on. I go and I leave on a Yelp review that, this was like, crazy.
How long until you wrote it?
Oh, I was sitting right there. I said, can you actually, I said, since I paid $115 and I'm going to have to challenge this with my bank, can you go ahead and give me another $115 beer? go ahead, I'll pay for it. So he brings me another beer. I said, he's like, why are you staying? I said, oh, I'm writing your Yelp review.
What's your name?
Todd. And because they had their little name tag lancets on, so I'm writing or whatever, and he's calling me all the, you know, whatever version of a Karen would be, like the ask your manager kind of thing. And my friend was like, you done messed up, because she writes bomb ass. I'm known for my Yelp reviews. If you fuck up, I'll write them very, very meticulously with all the words. You know, I'm a like English major, journalism major, like, and I grew up with some interesting, colorful language. So I was like writing it, yeah. So I was writing it, you know, like paragraph, 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 and so I put
hold
it.
on.
You know,
What all did you report?
I
Just
reported
like the dick sucking contest and the.
Yeah, I went through it all. I said, you know, I came to your establishment because I had heard great things. I had high hopes for it. The music was great when we came in. The girl that met us was wonderful. I said at some point when I challenged my bill, the girl turned wild and threw a pin at me. And then she also chased away 19 women that were there for a bachelorette party because she didn't like how one of them talked to her. So you lost all that money. So whoever owns this, if you're losing money, I can tell you right now, it's Todd and Rebecca that are probably costing you money. And here's what I watched.
Shit.
So I mean, I bullet pointed it down because this was crazy. I saw way too much for me to let it go. You know, social justice warrior. I mean, I was in it. So I was like writing it all out. And then the woman comes up to me and, you know, she's like, save me from my husband. And I'm in the middle of this Yelp review. And she's like, save me, take me home with you. And I was like, what the hell? She's like, he's going to beat my ass tonight. So then I go into like protection, Kim, because I work with domestic violence.
Oh, that's the same lady that was in the bathroom?
Same lady in the bathroom. So I'm like, oh, Lord. I was like, this is too much. So I write the review and I said, also, while I was there, this happened in the bathroom. And apparently it's one of your regulars. This is his name. And then she's one of your regulars. This is her name.
Gosh,
I didn't give her her last name.
God damn,
Okay.
you just ruined those people's lives.
No. I just put
Dude,
their first name.
if I saw a review about someone sucking dick in the bathroom, I'd go there the next day. I'd be like,
Right. I mean, like, to me, I was just
there.
telling them what happened. You know, it wasn't like necessarily a negative. It was just, I mean, I've seen,
Not necessarily negative.
Right.
I've seen interest.
Did you get okay? If you wrote this, you give it 5-star. Yes.
There's a reason I love "Loving This Club" by Usher. Like, I'm not against doing your thing in the club. Like, I mean, I get my freak on, but this was a whole different situation. I was by this dude, right? So, because he was trying to pull me into it. I mean, like when I said he was trying to put me into it, he was physically trying to pull me in. So anyway, I was just mad that Todd pushed me to the edge. So I wrote the review and I just said, look, I'm not saying that this is to do with anything about your establishment, just these two people in particular, this is what it was. So I get home and the next day this woman says, the one that was all in my face, she writes, I was there and this is a complete fabrication. Apparently they're very wealthy, this couple, very known in this town.
Well, they can
complete fabrication. And none of this happened. Well, she didn't know that like I record stuff. Like when he started to try to assault me, I'm very quick as a journalist to pick my phone up. So I had it on my phone when he started trying to pull me into the stall. So and she was on it. And so all I wrote was, I said, lady, I promise you don't want to go there with me. So bounce the fuck off my review. That's all I wrote. And then her son comes in and says, I am so sorry. My mother, and goes into this whole history of their family history and being kicked out of the will. I got the screenshots. I'll send y'all sometime because I don't have time to go through all of it. But literally he put out their whole business. And then finally the owner wrote me and said, we have let Rebecca and Todd go after your review. We looked into it further because we had money that had been missing. We had slow nights and they were blaming it on other things. And so they had let them go, but he figured it all out. And then fast forward, I'm literally leaving 4 days later from St. Pete and I'm sitting in the airport and Rebecca is in the airport, the girl, and she's going home to her parents because she got fired. And I was like, oh shit, I might get beat down because she was like legit more capable of handling herself than I was. And she comes up to me and she says, I just want to thank you for saying what was going on there. I was so intensely abused at that bar that because you wrote that review and I got fired, like I was able to show my mom what I was going through because my mom kept saying, push through, just keep the job. But after reading your review, she let me quit and come home. So I'm headed home. So
What?
the whole story was so
Holy
crazy.
shit! You
But she got saved, and apparently, I don't know, but the woman's son got all of his therapy out on my status as well. So I feel like I did my job, but that is the wildest
you
Yelp
came
review
out.
I've ever had.
You came out a
What in the
hero in this.
world?
What this is this is intense.
Yeah.
Okay, can you name the
Nothing's
restaurant?
gonna top this. Not one Yelp story will top that Yelp story.
No,
I just felt like I
Everybody,
needed
that
to
was the
share-
episode tonight. So,
this was the Kimberly Scott show.
No.
No, I'm just messing. So, what's the name of the place?
It was called Pirate's Booty in St. Pete,
damn.
and I now
It
know
just
my.
sounds dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
I hope
it's
the
just
bathroom.
classic dirty. It's the dark, it's got that good dark dirty vibe where like it has a corner specifically for you when you want to get white girl wasted. You want to drop it with your girls over there,
Yeah.
and you want to spill a couple drinks like over there, and you don't want to bother anybody. They have a space just for that. It's got the stickiness that your shoes get stuck in.
Oh, I hate that.
I don't miss
I
that.
know. I mean, I hate it, but I also love it. Like I hate it and I love it. Like it's just
Yeah.
like
Kung fu.
I know that nobody there is going to judge me. I can do whatever. I can drop it and let a Britney moment happen and nobody even films it. It's fine. This is just their normal thing. So every time I need to escape, that's the type of bar I go to.
Penelope,
Yeah.
the ones that you wrote, did you get to? You can get like in different levels. The more you Yelp, you become like a Yelp elite.
With the badge.
I never got to that level, thank God, because that means I'd have a lot of bad meals or bad experiences.
It doesn't have to be bad. It could be good. It's just like
No,
the more
I
shit you put on there.
only report bad, like really bad or excellent. It has to be like over the top excellent. So there's no mediocre.
Also, remember
That's the
Penelope doing shit like filming movies with like actors. So I feel like a lot of people that leave a lot of reviews are also people that don't. They have more time on their hands.
No
you know?
Totally.
Like they have the time to sit down. Not the excellent ones, but just the complainers.
100%. And that's like 90% of Yelp, but you know it, like when you read it, this person, I'm not going to trust their judgment. This is just someone who has nothing better to do, like that.
But Todd Berginger, I'm sorry if I butchered
Toddy
your name.
B.
Todd said, "What up, Buck?" And then he said, "Fuck Yelp." But he said, "Pay to play," which I think is an important part of this. There is a portion of this that comes into play there.
That's how they make the money. We're talking about Facebook and Google making money advertising. That's really how Yelp does it. And there was a scam a while back where they would call on businesses and say, "Hey, if you advertise with us, we're gonna bump down all the negative reviews, and we'll give you premium spot. But if you don't sign up with us, we can dock your site." So in other words, if people search for whatever restaurant you're in, then you're not going to show up. And it was like mafia style, like marketing, where they would be like, "Yeah, you if you're on Yelp and you want to show up, you're going to have to pay us." And they reported it to. There was a case with the Federal Trade Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission came back and said, "No wrongdoing."
Wow, I'm shocked.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, it's shady shit. And like when Yelp was like, when it launched in 2004, they peaked around 2008 or so, and then ever since they've been like totally tanking, because you got Facebook that does reviews and Google that does reviews as well. Actually, probably better than Yelp does.
I never use Yelp because every single review just seems negative. There's like, what's the point of going to Yelp? Like, if nobody's going to ever come over here to write anything positive. So you're only going to find a negative review if you search for it. Like, hey, what is this restaurant? Oh, their food is bad. The service is bad. It's like, damn, there's no place in this city to go, because I feel like that's the catalyst to like motivate people to go and write a review. Nobody's really, all the good experiences you have, how many times do you go and take your time to write a positive review about
Well,
it.
yeah, I think that's like that's like the whole thing though. It's like you have to expect everything is really good. Like in your life, you just have to like give it the benefit of the doubt. So that's why you're looking for negative reviews, so you don't even waste your time, because you only want to go to places that aren't being trashed, basically, if that makes sense, you know?
I've never Yelped. Actually, I almost did recently. When I took my car to my to a dealership, brand new 2020 Hyundai, and I bring it in. I'm like, yo, I have a leak in my car. It's leaking. Like there's water leaking when it rains hard, and it's a brand new car. And I'm like, what the fuck? And this is the second time I'm bringing this shit. And I bring it in, and they go, oh yeah, we can take a look at that again. There's a recall on your model, so we're gonna do that. And then you're missing a cap on your tire, so we're gonna replace it as well. And it will take about 3 hours. And I'm like, I asked for a loaner. Do you have one? And they go, nope, we don't. And they go, oh, it's going to take about 3 hours. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm just going to work from your lobby. Just going to work from your lobby. So there's people around. I'm on conference calls with my job and everything. 3 hours in, I go back. I check in. The guy's like, yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't have a car. And you said it would be 3 hours. Like, you work here, give me a car. I don't give a shit. Just give me a car. And he goes, oh, we'll see if we can call Enterprise, which is right down the street. And he calls them up, and fucking Enterprise shows up in a van and takes, of course, the dealership is paying for it, takes me to their Enterprise store, and they gave me a fucking van. They gave me like a soccer mom van.
Maybe they could sell the dad on you.
So
Seriously,
what I drive.
Like
totally, soccer mom, soccer dad.
I drive a soccer mom van. So that
fuck.
You do?
I don't drive it, but I have a soccer mom van. Yeah.
I'm shocked. I would never ever expect
No.
That sounds so much
No,
out of character.
we just have it, like, it's paid for. Actually, it's actually St. It's my partner's. Like, he had it. We didn't want to pay for a car payment, so we're getting a new car. But yeah, I just wanted to give him a bad time for saying that.
Look, I look bad.
They downgraded
driving
you
that
to
shit.
me, basically. Back is what you're saying.
It's what?
They downgraded you to my level. Is what you're saying.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
No, much lower, because my son kept calling in the bus, and and when I would take him to school, he goes, "Daddy, where's the bus? We're going in the bus."
I love
And it's one of those fans where you pull the handle and it like slides in and out, like one of the ones for like.
I like those fans.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm VIP. I was like,
yeah.
No, again, my son loves it. Like, he just pulls the handle and he goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
check." And I'm driving this shit, and I keep calling to get an update on my car, and nobody's answering. And this is the service department at Hyundai, South Point Hyundai. I don't give a shit if they hear this. And so no news. So I drive my ass back down there, and I go, "Hey, what's wrong with my car?" And he goes, "Oh, we're gonna give you a new windshield. We'll get you a brand new windshield, because that's where the crack is. That's where the leak is. But we're gonna order it, and it'll be here in 3 days." Like, all right, 3 days. 3 days. I call back, no answer. Go back down there again, and they go, "No, we have to order the thing. It's gonna take it's a week." And then there's a glass guy who has to come in, and his schedule was kind of weird. And so whenever he gets here, we'll be able to replace it, and it'll be ready the next day. I'm like, motherfucker, you could have told me this. You told me 3 hours, and I dropped off the car. You told me 3 hours, and here we are.
But you know why this happened to you?
Why?
Because you're too nice. Sometimes people need to feel like you're on the edge a little bit.
I was
like
on the edge.
You'll snap. I don't know.
Look,
you need to pull an Obi every now and then, like a over the top Obi.
Over the top Obi. Obi, by the way, we have a bonus episode where Obi went back to a barbershop because he got made fun of for his dreadlocks that he paid for how much, Obi?
For $10.
For $10.
No, $20.
$20. No, it was $10.
No, you're not telling the story right.
It
Cliff
was
Note
$10. $10.
Get it
No, you got
right.
a $10 dreadlocks.
No, you're not.
Go ahead.
Cliff Note version. Not gonna spend time on this. I go to a salon to go get some dreads kind of put into my hair. I spent like a whole summer growing out my hair to get these dreads. This stylist is a student, like learning how to like be a stylist or like what's the right term for them?
I don't know.
They're a student.
Yeah, like a
hair
salon,
student?
like a
Barbershop school, whatever.
Yeah, they're in this school. But I didn't know that at the time.
Or like an apprentice.
Or no, actually, no, I didn't know that. But
You did know. You looked for the cheapest.
I did. That's why I went, because they were like, oh, they have these. They could do the same hairstyle but for cheap. And so I went over there, and then like the hairstyle was so horrible by the time I left. But I paid my
$10.
$20, and then I go to school. And I'm getting made fun of left and right. I'm just getting like roasted. And I'm just like, I can't have this shit in my head. I look like a crazy person. So I go back and I'm like, hey, this stylist messed up my hair. I need somebody here to either fix it or you got to give me my money back. And they're like,
$10.
They're just students. They're just students like learning how to do this. I was like, I don't give a shit. You're open. You're a business. Like you're open. You need to fix this. Look at me. Look what I look like. I was like,
They're supposed to tell you if it's a student though. Like they're supposed to literally tell you that.
yeah.
$10 dreadlocks.
I mean,
that is,
I feel
yeah.
like if you got charged $10, you should have known, dude.
Right.
Come on now.
thank you.
I was in
That's
high
Jim.
school. I had no job. That was gold to me.
He didn't know what dreadlocks were going for.
And then
in the
I
business.
didn't know the asking price.
I mean,
for dreadlocks
I've gotten
was.
some haircuts by like apprentice, at the students' schools. My mom was a hairstylist, so I've always given chances that. But it's like when I needed a trim. Like I don't let my hair get dyed by
When you
someone
have
new.
a dye.
Like I know where that level is. Dreadlocks seems very intense.
It is.
To go into. $10.
It is.
That's an art
I did
form.
mine, but $10. Like, okay, was that worthy of a Yelp review? You think?
Hey, it was worthy of a ass kicking. It was like,
see?
yo. I was as upset as I was. I still didn't go and write a review about it. I took an L.
Because you were like 12. That's how you might do it.
Yeah.
Ask for a refund.
Right now, yeah, like especially the story that road rage story was great.
Man.
Like
but I don't know who do I write a review for that story? Mopac? Like I don't know who I write.
Like here's
Whatever the salon was.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the worst review you've ever written, Penelope? Is it okay? Are they one-liners or are they like a full-on
No,
novel
it's like a
paragraph
fucking
like him?
A screenplay?
Yeah.
Do you say interior?
Interior
Act one.
papados.
Yeah.
Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
I for she has the whole script. I did mine like in paragraphs. But
No, that's how I did mine too. I always they have to be long because it's me really angry. So that you can't just put a one-liner, and you have to be descriptive because otherwise people won't trust you. Like the whole point of these, right? Like the whole point of these negative reviews is you really want people to listen to them so they don't go through what you went through. That's the whole point. So
yeah,
you
like I
have
want
to
a
be
Pulitzer Prize of Yelp. I want people to read it and be like, that shit was like thought through. Yes.
I don't
So
get
what
that.
was the worst one that you wrote? What was it about?
I
Backcast.
had a pair of heels that I needed to get new padding underneath, like to fix the heel. And I took it to the shoe guy that's supposed to be amazing, best in town.
Yeah.
Turns out he ends up stealing my shoes, like stole them,
Damn.
gave them to his wife.
Dude stole your shoes?
Dude stole my shoes. Like he's straight, I don't know, he's from Italy. He barely spoke English. And he's like, I don't know. And his wife is in the background laughing, like cracking up. And I had to go back 2 or 3
Was she wearing the shoes? Because you said he gave them to her.
She wasn't, but I
was for
know
him.
because obviously maybe he's wearing them. I don't know. That's fine. But like, pretty sure he gave them to his wife, and they were really nice pairs of shoes. So I wrote this scathing review, like horrific. And I got a lot of likes, on Yelp. You can get likes and useful or whatever. So yeah.
Do people comment back on it?
Yeah, like just saying thank you.
Damn.
Useful, appreciate it, whatever.
I just don't care enough. I mean, after everything that happened with the Hyundai dealership, I'm like, I don't think that, like, if you really want to go somewhere, just go. And if it's shitty, it's just shitty, and you don't go again.
But that's because we're talking about the negative side of it. Do you pay attention to positive reviews? Like
Yeah,
let's say for instance for movies. Like if you start hearing that people
I do not
this
trust
movie's amazing, like you should go see it. You don't.
No,
that doesn't make you want to go.
No, I do not read reviews on films until I watch them. Like,
I follow that. I don't go by reviews either.
But you do have your own opinion, and if someone were to ask you, what makes sense to me is someone asks you, "Hey, did you go to that joint?" And you go, "Oh yeah, it was dope," or "It sucked," or somebody was sucking dick in the bathroom. That's it.
I will say, sucking dick in the bathroom.
Go there.
My child is my 17-year-old is sitting right here going, really, fucking mom? Like, okay.
Why don't you tell some of your kids are in the room?
I actually say the phrase all the time anyway. So
it was your story.
Mm-hmm. So like, here's the thing. So on that, on that review, I will say sometimes it is important to share an experience because, to go a little bit deeper, sure, on maybe like the food or something somewhere is different. But I had people who commented on mine. Obviously it was long and it was descriptive. I made some funny jokes in there about certain things. But the part about being grabbed in the bathroom and just saying like, that was inappropriate and all of that, it went deeper than just, walking out and seeing something. This man actually had walked into the bathroom and was pulling me into something with his pants down. And so I had women who wrote, thank you, because like as a survivor of sexual assault, that would have triggered me and put me way over the edge. So to know, like, but the thing is that I had to explain, to my own brain was, you can find that, in any bar that could happen.
Exactly.
But
just that dude.
They did want to make sure, their establishment did write back and say, we now have, more people on staff that are paying attention to these things, because people came in and said, oh, this is a regular occurrence in that bathroom. So they did write back and say, we have more people on staff that's paying attention to those types of things. So you won't encounter that if you are like a survivor of something. So, I think that's when some people do care, is if there's like an ongoing reputation situation that they may need to know about. I would want, if I owned a business, I would want to know what was going on that maybe the patrons saw that I didn't see. And sometimes that only comes through Yelp.
The fact that they really live or die by it. I get it if you're in the service industry. And at first, I'm not sure if it was, because I always thought of Yelp for restaurants, not for other types of services. Like if you're, I don't know, if you mow lawns, I don't really look at Yelp for that. Well, I don't have a lawn to mow, but point is, if I were, I don't think, when I think Yelp, I always think restaurants.
Yeah.
Right. And I always thought that, well, you go to a restaurant, like you have your own experiences. It's one thing if it's the actual restaurant itself, like the people responsible for your one review, 1 star is because the food's shitty, the chef is sick, the bartender's rude, and the hostess is a drunk. Like, I get that if it's just them, but if it's just about, okay, these are people who happen to be here that day, they're just hanging out and they're loud and whatever. So my experience sucked. I don't think that's fair to the business.
No, I agree. Those are the stupid reviewers. Like, no one cares if the waiters are talking to each other amongst themselves. Like, I don't know why people even write. That's just rude and, I don't know, a waste of time. But if, let's say you're really hungry and you're on a road trip and you don't know any of the restaurants in the area and you really need to decide between like the 3 in town, you have Yelp and you're going to look and see which one is the best or the worst. And it's really helpful because why do you want to go through an experience if someone already wrote about it? That's bad, Like it saves you time and money, really. So
But
I think
but
they're helpful overall.
but your experiences can be totally different from someone else's.
Sure. But like if someone says, oh, there was a cockroach in my food, are you really going to take that risk? Like
I mean,
even
if
if it
you
was just
see
one
patterns,
person.
like think about if you see patterns on that person's
Yeah.
Yelp. That's what I look more for, is the patterns of something. If it's
Yeah.
like we waited a long time for food and it's a weekend, I'm gonna go, they waited because it's a weekend, it's busy. But if everyone else had a really good experience, then I kind of balance that out. I do want to tell something later because I've talked really long periods, so I'll do it later, on how personally it did ruin me and affected my personal photography business, and how intense it got for me, in a little bit. But I want to take a break from me going into those long things. So I just wanted to add that.
That's actually a
Ladies and
question I was
gentlemen,
gonna
another
ask. Like, how do y'all feel about when people use Yelp to like weaponize it against other people that they just don't like?
Well, that's
so
horrible. Yeah.
say like the owner of a restaurant is racist or went viral because he did
Yeah,
some stupid
like
shit and
that's
everybody
like
goes to
been
1 star.
yeah, that's what's been happening like recently, like
Like
with
the
all
cancel
these
culture of it.
the
Yeah.
cancel culture with racist people or whatever their motive is, or somebody that offended somebody, and you use the reviews as the way to kind of get retribution or justice for it.
Um,
I'm on the fence. I don't know exactly how I feel.
well, you're not. I think it depends. Uh, if it's like uh,
Cause,
you
cause
don't
see, it
like
can't. Cause I feel like it can't just. It can't depend. Cause logic tells me it can't be like. It has to be this way, or it has to be equal.
what do you
Kind
mean?
of
What do you mean by equal? Like
like
sometimes it
like
will ruin your business, and
like
sometimes like yeah.
yeah, like oh this like it's okay to cancel this person because they were racist, but you can't no don't cancel this one because this one blah 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 blah, like whatever kind of logic you want to kind of or justification you want to use for it. If we're gonna go a route of like using reviews to kind of cancel somebody, we have to do it for everyone that kind of falls in that umbrella. Kind of that's kind of what I mean by it.
Are
Does that
you?
make
I mean, at
sense?
times I felt really like it's the only way to get justice against some people, like, so I've been for it because I'm like, this is the only way to get justice. They're not going to get arrested, or they're not going to get they're not going to have this hurt them unless it hits them where their business is. But then other times it's like there are simpler lines. So, I feel very conflicted about it as well. And I think that there's not always a black and white answer for it. So I think I'm glad we're
Yeah.
having this conversation because it is tricky. I mean, until you asked that, I don't think I thought about it until I was like, how do I feel about that? Because if it's somebody that I know is maybe been wrongly accused, which I'll get into my story later, but is one thing, but then I've also been a part of jumping on kind of a bandwagon to go review someone who's racist and treated someone a certain way, which they were racist. And I mean, they were
I don't.
horrible, but I don't know.
I feel weird about like ruining an entire business where that a lot of people that other people rely on, for money and everything. And the owner did something stupid, and people are talking shit about the business because that's the only way they can really hurt them. Okay, if we flood your Yelp reviews with 1 stars and how crazy the owner is and how racist the owner is, we're gonna get this shit shut down. And you're like, yeah, but what about the dude who just washes dishes? He's gonna lose a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
What about the
I mean,
hostess? And what
but do
about
we do
the
that for Chick-fil-A too, or bigger companies that are racist that are called out? If people
but
stop going to them as much, or does that,
I think I don't know of
they
a
have
big
people that
one.
work for them too.
I don't know of a big one that
Like what
actually took
we
any
talked
hits.
about it. We talked about like
Well, I mean,
the
like,
Subway CrossFit. Didn't it just like with the CrossFit owners saying something crazy and people wanted
Mhm.
to kind of
Yeah, but
review
CrossFit's
that?
still going.
I know, but people still tried. They attempted to kind
well,
of.
and
Yeah,
like
but I mean,
Chick-fil-A was called out and reviewed so much that because they were, sort of homophobe and anti-gay rights, they changed their platforms and the way that they started to behave lately because of all of that backlash and the reviews and things that they saw. So, I don't know that
Yeah. Because it's
Yeah,
kind of like
violence.
because it's kind of like the response of the company too, like how they handle it. Like we did the
Right.
whole thing with Unbelievable. Like that company didn't respond positively when everybody else is kind of speaking up repeatedly, telling them all their experiences they've had over there with racist things and with their owner. But it
Yeah.
seems like there's a crowd that doesn't give a fuck kind of thing.
That's the thing. Like if
You know
it's
that crowd.
if it's a local spot, it can really hurt them. But if Starbucks kicked out, two black guys are just chilling there, you can't touch Starbucks. You can't touch Chick-fil-A. You can't touch, what's the one with the arts and crafts stuff? Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
You don't agree with their
They're-
agenda. Your one star ain't gonna do shit.
Your
So
stars won't do anything, but what it did is they do care about their brand. And so when Chick-fil-A's reviews started coming out like that, and then Popeyes came out with that chicken sandwich that was so, like sold out everywhere. Chick-fil-A started going, oh, we don't have the market on this one sandwich that really makes our business. I read a bunch of articles at that time on just their, their revenue. And it was like, first of all, they're racist, they're homophobic, and their chicken sandwich is now number 2 compared to Popeyes. So they started, appealing more because of what those things. So you're not going to, end their business. Of course, they have enough customers, but it is going to change their bottom line in revenue, and so much to a point that they culturally changed their opinions on an entire topic. So I wonder about that. Is it worth it in that way?
I mean, they did it literally on the protest and on the pressure. It's not like. I mean, if you still love Chick-fil-A, then fuck it. You're gonna go to Chick-fil-A. It's
right.
Nothing's gonna change.
So
there.
you think? Oh, sorry, you could go.
But no, sorry. It's just like, I don't understand. Like, I would never go to Chick-fil-A, even if I loved it, based on those principles. Like, there's a million other places to eat. I don't understand why people just don't care about
Just
the bigger
cracking
picture.
nest, no sandwiches.
Yeah,
Right,
but still, like, why would I give money to someone who's a homophobe? Like, I wouldn't be friends with that person, so why would I give them money? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
What about Robert, who's a cashier?
Like, at a Chick-fil-A, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, Robert can hopefully find a job maybe at a McDonald's or somewhere else. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying, like, we're not really paying Robert that much anyway. We're giving it to this big corporation who's doing bad things. Like, it's a bad
Robert got benefits.
Corporation, hopefully.
I mean, I think the thing with what Penelope's saying is that, and I think it comes to this, it's a personal choice. So Penelope, for her own value system, her own rights, she doesn't want to go there. But Robert's still going to keep his job. There's enough people that don't give a shit that they're still going to go there. And so Penelope can make that choice for herself. And I think that kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, is that let people make their own choices for themselves in those experiences.
Like, do you trust reviews overall? I mean, we talked about movie reviews earlier. Like any other type of review?
So this is where I was going to give my personal story, if I can, on this.
Let me grab my pipe.
I was really traumatized by something like this.
Ooh.
Like, I was a photographer that built up my reviews on Wedding Wire for about 5 years. And I was an international wedding photographer, and I had perfect reviews. I had never had a bad wedding. My rates were going up. And keep in mind, like, I was a single mom that didn't have money for marketing. I'm not going to try to struggle story this rags to riches or anything. So but I busted my ass. I did it the way that I could. I learned, YouTube videos to get into this industry and teach me. And I really did like work my way up. And I did so in making good experiences with my clients. So that's what I prided myself on. My name meant a lot here in San Antonio. It did, when it came to wedding experiences, making people feel comfortable. One situation flipped everything around for me. And I did 2 weddings. I just went through a divorce. And again, I was using, which I should, this is why we're buying a new car now, but I don't believe in having big car payments. And so I was driving some raggedy, car. And so I was just like, I'm just going to keep driving this car until it's done. Well, I had moved up to shooting like celebrity type weddings, people from American Idol and film and different things. And I was at shooting a wedding one night at the St. Anthony Hotel here in San Antonio that Lil Jon was at. And so there was a lot of security and a lot of things. Lil Jon, the rapper.
Oh,
and to his whole crew and some other people. I don't want to keep name dropping, so I'll bypass that. But I just wanted to explain that there was the celebrity wedding. And so my mind was very, like, got to be on your security and there's a lot of security going on. So usually I would have all my bags, carried by my intern, but at that time he didn't come. He came and he dropped off my hard drives and all of my equipment that he had edited for me that week. So I do the wedding, and I had shot one the night before. So this was a Saturday night. I was exhausted. I was tired. I found out my cousin had died in a mobile home fire that morning.
holy
So
shit.
my brain, it was just a lot. So, I'm not thinking too much. And I go and I put my stuff in my car and I put it in the back seat because I'm thinking, I'm just going to go pick my kids up from the babysitter. It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm exhausted, and I would shoot like 12-hour weddings. So, and I have, a disease. So it was painful. I was driving home like, oh my gosh. Well, on my way home, my transmission goes out. And I knew it was gonna overheat. The radiator was gonna overheat because I know about cars. But because I found out about the cousin passing that morning, I had to take a phone call from my dad, and I didn't put the water in it. Cause and effect. So I overheat and I pull over into the Tiger Mart here on I-35 in San Antonio, 2 a.m. and people are coming home from the bars and leaving. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to fix it myself, and it doesn't work. Fast forward, a guy, anyway, I get robbed. Okay, so I get robbed.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Hold on.
Yeah.
You go through all this and you go, I got robbed.
Yeah, so I get robbed because I want to shorten the story because I always talk so long. So I get robbed to the Yelp part, and he takes both of my bags. I was a spokesperson for a camera bag company, so I had these really fancy bags that organize all my stuff. So I had about $18,000 in cameras and lenses and my 2 hard drives that had the edited photos on them from weddings and things. So, the next morning I don't know what to do because I'm like, I lost it. The photos to these weddings are on the card in the cameras, and so I'm like, I had a backup shooter, but they're not me. They don't have my style, but they paid for me. So I'm just, I don't know what to do. And I decide to let these 2 couples I didn't want to ruin their honeymoon too. So I didn't want to call them immediately and say, your photos are gone. So I waited until they got back, which is about a week and a half. So when they get back, I call them, their police report was there, the video was there, but I called them and I let them know what happened. And immediately they go through all of this stuff and all of this drama about, why didn't you tell us earlier? But they kind of understood. Well, I thought everything was okay, and I was going to refund them and then try to reshoot what I could with the family back in town and do what I could. Well, I always brought interns with me to these weddings. And it just so happened at that particular wedding, there was a big party of like really bougie ass people. They were celebrities and all of this stuff, right? And so the intern's asking me things about business. Why would you carry insurance? Why do you have to have $1 million policy before you can shoot places? All kinds of things. And I said, well, anything could happen. And I just randomly, coincidentally on this night, I go, you could drive your car off into water, you could get robbed. And the bridesmaids heard me say this. So in their brain, drama brain, they were like, this is a setup. She already said something about getting robbed. This is fake. She didn't really get robbed and all of this. So I guess they were having a girls' night trying to console the bride, because of course she was devastated. I can't even judge her for what she did to me after this because of what she was going through. Her and her bridal party sat down and they wrote fake names and wrote fake occasions of what my studio looked like. They said my studio had crack pipes in it. They said that my kids were there and that my kids were swearing. And I'm not trying to get emotional. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I haven't talked about this in so long, but they wrote like 18 to about 30 reviews of fake reviews. And this is how I took care of my children. This is how I paid for things. I was a single mom. This is my only source of income. And I had built so much, and I knew she was devastated, but they made fake reviews. They made fake profiles. I contacted Wedding Wire and they told me that I could pay them $13,000 and they would remove it.
God damn.
Wow.
But I didn't have $13,000, I wasn't rolling in any money.
No.
And so I was about to move to Seattle. And so I moved to Seattle and I had to finish. First of all, it was traumatic because I got robbed. And then I'm thinking it could happen again. I had to finish out because as a wedding photographer, you book a year out. The ones that did stay with me, they did trust me. I had to go keep, shooting their weddings. But basically the money had already been spent because they paid the money up front. And then they all wanted, these security fees in case they got, I got robbed or something. So I had to pay all this insurance money, and I had to buy new equipment again. I had to pay for all of this equipment just to shoot their weddings. So I made no money. I had to go get 2 jobs when I was in Seattle, and then my reputation.
Damn.
That's a nightmare.
Now it's like how bad, how worse can it get?
Yeah.
To round this out, I won't go into all of it, but to round it out, like that's why this can destroy a person and it not even be true. So that's why I do get mixed on it. So there's my personal experience from that on that topic.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
But I mean, I got it all back because my people knew.
Yeah. But I mean, look, it's
so
that's really all it takes. So, Obi, what do you think? Like, do you think that's like using it, weaponizing reviews? Actually, it doesn't matter. It could be a movie that everybody's pissed about, or a retail store and everybody's pissed about. They're going to go on anywhere on Amazon too.
I'm still 50-50 on it because there's like a lot of nuance in it. Like it's difficult to kind of because even with like the way Kim just told that story, even as traumatic of the experience that she just went through with that and them trying to cancel her, she still has this level of like sympathy for her point of view, like their point of view of how that situation happened. With you get married one time, though you lost all your photos from that one event, it's like that risk you take. Like I mean, anything could happen pretty much. Like that was always like my number one nightmare. Like, oh man, I have all this stuff on my camera. Like if I lose this footage from these people's wedding, I remember I was like, the day before this wedding that this couple paid me a lot of money to shoot. I even had a second photographer or no, I didn't have a second photographer for this wedding, but I got hospitalized the night before, and I'm just like, I'm supposed to go shoot this wedding like in a couple hours, like, and I cannot find anybody at midnight because I just had like a crisis and I'm in the hospital, and like it's just like I don't know what the fuck to do right now. But you gotta be, I don't know. They could have reviewed my whole website and ripped me to shreds and just like destroy me. Like,
did you tell them?
I made Echo go and do it for me. Echo's not a photographer. Like, I coached him like the whole time. Like I'm in the hospital, in my hospital bed, and I'm just coaching him. Like, just set the try. Just as long as you get this shot, I'll be able to make do some fancy editing with it. Like it was one of those situations kind of thing, but it was
I can't imagine being on both ends of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say karma wise, like, I don't know if it's karma or what, but a year later I got a call from it actually happened with 2. I lost 2 weddings, so I had to refund them, and one was extremely understanding, but the other girl was just devastated and broken. Honestly, like, I mean, I can't imagine. I've lost photos of things before that was like 2 photos and I've been devastated. But the girl that was she just wouldn't let it go. Like she would write on my daughter's pictures on Instagram. Like, I hope she loses, like when she finally gets married one day, I hope you lose the photos too. So she wouldn't let it go. But a year later,
some evil shit.
Yeah. But my
that's different level.
Still withstood that in the community. So I was thankful for that building a reputation with other people was worth it. But karma or something came around, because a year later she reached out to me and she was crying, and she was saying sorry, and she said I got robbed, and they took everything from my work computer, everything I was working on, everything out of my truck, and I lost she was a writer. I lost everything I was writing for the company. Everything I was writing for, my client, and it's all gone, and I have to pay the advance back. She pretty much had a very similar situation happen to her. And that's when she had empathy for it. So that's when she took all the wedding wire reviews and that kind of stuff down a year later. But I was already kind of moved on. I see it as a blessing, honestly. Honestly, I see that shit as a blessing because it moved me out of being a wedding photographer. I've been hearing that I needed to move up and into something else, and that pushed me out. And now I get to do so much more, and I get paid so much more, and my body couldn't withstand that job anyway. So I'm good with it. But yeah, karma did come back around on that, you know, at that time. So it was pretty wild.
Did you ever respond like to all that negativity? Did you ever respond and explain it, or did you
Yeah,
not?
I tried at first. But then, you know, what's funny is here's something I did. I have a friend, her name's Sasha, and we were both a fan of the movie 8 Mile. And we're also a fan of like telling your weaknesses in anything, you know, as Back said, I'm a mindset coach. So talking about your weaknesses up front so people cannot weaponize them against you. So when I was trying to get back online, I'd gone offline for years. So when I was trying to get back, I was like, I'm scared. I was really traumatized by it. I lived my life so much online that it just ripped me. It really bothered me. And so her name's Sasha, and she's a really outspoken girl. And she was like, "Nuh-uh, we not doing this. You coming out, I'm going to do a whole interview." She has a pretty well-known blog, a well-known blog. And she's like, what we're going to do is we're going to 8 Mile it. So you know how Eminem at the end, he says all the things about himself.
The white trash and all that stuff. So
yeah, I'm this, I'm that. So the other rapper has, when it comes to him, he's like, so I came on and I spoke to my weaknesses. I said I probably could have handled it differently. I could have done this, put this in place, made sure my car was this. You know, I just said everything that somebody could have said. And I said, you know, I not only forgive them for where they're at, but I empathize with the brides. But I forgive myself for not setting up things. You know, I was going through a divorce, but you know what? I learned from it. And as soon as I have a tribe of women that have known me for about 10 years, and they're ride or die. As soon as these girls started to come in and started, Siri is like, shut the fuck up, Kim. So basically, like,
thank you.
Not your show. This is OB and Back show. So basically, so basically, at the end of it, you know, I knew the comments were going to come. I knew these girls would find me because they had been nailing me all year. They had been finding anything I posted. So the first comment was from this one girl that wouldn't let it go. And she wrote something negative, you know, and I went to go right back. And I didn't need to, because I started getting these notifications on the blog, and it was like all these women that had found and Googled this girl and found her dancing on tables and finding her doing other stuff, and was like, do you want to be judged for your past? Do you want your stuff on blast?
Holy
and they were like,
shit.
I've known Kim for 10 years, and like, how dare you? And she's a mom, and she's this, and she paid you. I didn't have to say one word. It was like 162 women of all these hundreds of women I've made contacts with over the years that came to my rescue. So to wrap this up,
Time
I
out.
could have.
Time
Go ahead. No, I just wanted to make the point that if this happens to you, just you know, this is the importance of building a good reputation online with your people, that you won't have to come to your defense, that other people will.
Well, I'm really interested about the idea that we live in a society where like our opinion matters. You know, it matters on social media, and we talked about that last time. But it can also make a business, you know, thrive or crash. And the idea that I'm going to say this, and people are going to like people, and I'm helping people by telling them, oh yeah, don't go to this place, and my opinion matters, and the fact that Yelp has a ranking system, like, you know, the Yelp Elite. I went to you ever been to a Yelp party? No.
No.
So back then they used to have Yelp parties, which are, let's say, a restaurant's about to open, and the chef is there and it's just like preparing all the food, and the only people allowed are a designated like a VIP list of professional Yelpers. So they were going to get firsthand experience on the food of this restaurant that's about to open. And they're literally walking around, just, you know, looking down, you know, with their pinkies up, and judging this guy's food and like basically what his restaurant was going to be before everybody else, because they're the top notch. They're the people like, oh, if this person said that this place sucks, it's gotta suck because of their status in the.
I mean, they still do that, but it's more from those Yelp parties to now they do like these influencer launches.
Yeah.
Like for different brands or restaurants, like they'll get all like it was say for instance, it's a makeup line. They get all the top makeup like people that
Bloggers.
are on YouTube, and they all bring them up like to Sephora or something,
Yeah.
and they all start doing they all do a vlog about it, all of their channels, and it's like that's how the brands, that's like the go-to way now to go and launch your brand or your album or your whatever. So yeah, it's just morphed.
So Penelope, you're in New York. Like, I always had this idea that like the bigger cities people didn't really care as much because there's just there's so many things and places to go and all of that people don't really care as much on that. Like maybe the smaller towns are the ones that like focus more on like trying to ruin people. Like do you see it differently in different places you've lived?
Yeah, I actually think it's the opposite from what I have witnessed. Like
Okay.
New York, everyone is about reviews. Like,
I thought they would give it to your
literally-
face. I would think as in your face as New York is, big city, multicultural and all that stuff. If you don't like a place, you're gonna tell like say so like right there.
Okay.
But there's
100%. But also online, like reviewers are big. Like it's a big thing. And even before Yelp and everything, like the New York Times would review every single restaurant and people would flock to that. And now it's just, there's so many reviewers. And I feel like, Austin, I guess, is not really a small town, but to me, it's smaller. And I feel like everyone was happier and no one really like cared about that kind of shit. And it was just more of like a community. Everyone was supporting each other. New York is completely opposite. So, and New Yorkers expect like creme de la creme, best service, best food, like best everything. Oh yeah.
I can
definitely
see
noticed
that.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know New York, and I guess I never expect that. I'm like, look, it is what it is. No, I'm like, I've always, my mom always says, don't disrespect somebody who's serving you food. And the thing is, I don't care what their personality is. I don't care. I'm not saying treat me like shit, but like, I'm like, look, at the end of the day, I came here to eat. Here's my food. You see what I mean?
Yes. And I think
the more saturated of places that you have that luxury. So that's probably a little bit of the culture. Like there's so many places that if you don't like it, you can go to a place that does it better. So that makes sense.
Exactly. So and I think people really respect food in the city. Like I think people take it really seriously.
Yeah.
So people aren't just reviewing to be dicks. Like it's not that common, at least what I've seen, but they really want honesty. Like people, especially in New York, like they want honesty. So if something that was, people want to eat for the first time is not that great, they're going to say it. Like, it's just like you said, like the honesty, it's all around. So you can't really avoid that,
What if you take it off of like the digital format? Like say for instance, like your friend calls you up, hey, Penelope, like you should come to this bar because they have the best drinks over here. Do you take that more? Does that get more weight to you?
It depends on the friend.
Because okay. It depends on the friend.
Because I really
some shithole restaurant.
Yeah, like I have some really dumb friends that don't give a shit about like quality of food or service or whatever. So I don't really trust their judgment. But then I have people that are crazy about it. So I'm like, I really trust their judgment. So it really depends. I mean, I'll go wherever. It's not like I won't go into a place, but you like to go.
If you wanted to improve Yelp, what would you add? Because their model has not changed. It's still
put guys on there. I want to know from ex-girlfriends what the fuck their ratings are. Like, how fucking cool would it be? Because I'm single, okay? I'm single. And if I could find like a little bit out about a guy, based on like his exes, it'd be so much easier. I wouldn't have to
Isn't
go
there an app for
through.
that already?
No, there isn't.
Well,
Yeah.
they did actually have a site that got sued and taken down, like
I
a
forgot
couple
what
of
it's
years
called.
ago.
Colin, can you
That
look
was
it up?
allowed to. What was it called?
What,
But
the
it was
dirty?
allowed-
No, not the
Yeah, it
dirty.
was
The
Not
dirty.
the dirty.
No,
There
it
was
was
something that allowed people to talk about their exes, though.
yeah. There was a website.
Really?
Yeah, and it, seriously, they would rate like 3-star, 5 stars, whatever.
And they could write.
And I think it was only for dudes.
Yeah, only for men.
They didn't
It
have
was
the
a woman
opposite.
who created
I
it.
think. I
But
forgot the
a
name of it.
bunch of men got together and like did a class action lawsuit saying that they had she had ruined their lives basically for dating and everything else because
Yeah.
she had allowed that to go up. So
Right.
there's a movie based on it as well. I can't think of it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it did it.
It's obviously messed up. It obviously is not the right thing to do, but
But you would be
Well,
a
you know.
subscriber. You'd be a subscriber.
you would be on there. A premium
do
plan.
you know how
Penelope.
much time I waste? Like, I don't know who's single in this
I'm
little chat,
single.
but like it is
Obi
a
is.
lot. Right.
Whoever is.
It's a painful process.
Aw.
It's painful, you guys.
It
Like
is.
it's rough out there.
Don't
Well,
come back
okay.
out on these waters. It sucks.
How would you like it if there were reviews about you?
No, it'd be horrible. I'd
Like-
fucking kill myself.
Well,
But like, I know. No, I'm saying it's obviously
I would-
not a reality.
I would have an NDA form on my phone, like, hey, before we order appetizers, I need you to sign this NDA saying you won't be talking about this date to anybody else.
My kid is telling me that I'm weird. Like I get along with all exes but one, and like even
I do too.
I just hired one to give Jaden piano lessons, and we were just talking back and forth. And Jade's like, because his dad is married now, but he had other experiences, and he's just like, he's like, your boyfriends are like part of our lives. Like we still do things, and they still like help out, or they're a coach for something, or they like some of them are my clients from my media company. So I think I would have one reviewer though that would like probably like have me completely canceled. I was a
but you just give yourself a 5-star review. You
I
be that
can't.
owner. Just goes in there.
Now.
My place is dope. I'm a great person.
I wish I could though, like give myself that, but like I definitely messed one relationship up where I was crazy. I was fucking nuts. So like I know he would never
One
rate
bad
me.
review.
Like if yeah, but it was
4
bad.
stars.
It was a bad one and well deserved. Like it was after a divorce and I was crazy. I hadn't adjusted to not being married, and I just my brain was not adjusted to not being married. So it was a weird time. I was crazy for sure. So it was a well-earned.
I think we all have that one person where we feel like we fucked it up. I definitely have that one guy.
Well, I'm glad I'm not with him. I will say that I'm glad I'm not with him. But the way I did it was bad. But I'm older now. I was young.
I wonder. I gotta.
But
I have to find our website.
Did you find any? Carlin said he had some Yelp reviews that were funny. Were we gonna do those?
Yeah, so about that. There was the issue that one, owners go in there and actually yelp about their own businesses, or they can buy like fake Yelp reviews, and then you got the people who are just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And so they give it 1 star. That I saw one. Call if you can pull it. I saw one that was like 1 star. I was murdered there. And you're like, okay, you're not.
That's so dumb.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those, and people just now, because they just want to be funny, and so, well, one, have you ever tried Yelp something? You're like, yeah, I'm just doing it because I can, really. There's no other reason, and you're just trying.
I know some. As far as jails go, this is the creme de la creme. First off, you don't even need a ride here. They pick you up from anywhere. Sometimes they even get you out of bed and bring you, and it's all free of, I'm assuming, charge. I can't read it all.
Free of charge, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, scroll down.
I actually know a couple. I know a lot of places that will pay funny reviewers to go in and do that kind of stuff.
That's weird to pay somebody.
Did you want
Why
to
would you
read
pay
it?
for that?
Did you want to read that one? Best place to load up on cheap beans and rice while the girl you've casually been screwing something to take her pet rabbit to the emergency. probably to take her rabbit to the emergency vet around the corner because it got into her something stash while you were casually screwing her, and you don't have the balls to just completely leave her there and trek back to
Holy
Manhattan because she's kind of freaky and the sex is good enough to keep having, but still you need to eat and there's nothing to do at the emergency vet but wait. And since a pot-eating bunny is not really class 1 trauma, and you don't really know her well enough or care too much about a damn rabbit that runs freely through the apartment and eats weeds to stick around and hold her hand or anything. So, but the
That is,
difference
hold
in
on. That is
the difference
way
in
too
chow down
much time on your hands.
maybe it's just too much pot.
Penelope, did you write that?
Yeah.
That's
Seriously.
like the high version of a Kim.
Yeah, I mean,
But people know the difference. I mean, you know the difference between someone who's just like fucking off and really being serious, right? Like,
well, how far down do
you
you
can
scroll?
tell.
How far down do you scroll, first of all?
me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I could tell right away. Like you can tell right away, I feel.
Can't you like change the order by newest, like most recent, or like top or something?
Yeah, I think
Like
you
like
can.
on Amazon?
Yeah, I think you can.
And so like you only read like the first 3. The stars are there. The stars are there so you don't have to really type anything. Right? Or do you
Right.
have to actually
Well,
enter,
they
have to
ask
type?
you, don't they ask you to write at least a sentence? I thought they did, maybe not.
You have to write 5 words or something.
Right.
5 words?
Right.
Make it a decent thing. I mean, I will say, like, I mean, there is a place for the funny, the writing things. Like, there's all kinds of TikToks, YouTube. They've been on the Tonight shows, the late shows, reading these Yelp reviews that are funny. And like I said, these restaurants, to get publicity, will do that. They'll have people come in and write funny things. You know, just like the Twitter wars back between people online, the social media people that run Wendy's or Pizza Hut and Domino's. They're always going back and forth. People, they love to get these kind of things written because it gives them publicity, and people will sit and read funny Yelp reviews. That's why, I mean, it was probably easy for Carlin to Google funny Yelp reviews and get a bunch
There's
of
tons of
stuff.
sites that list them up.
And there's a bunch of TikToks. I know there's YouTubes dedicated to it. So
You know,
Yeah, and like Fat Jewish posts them. Like
that guy's still around?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, Britney Spears like does special things just for him. This is for this is for that Jew.
Yeah.
I think it's her same pose thing that she does, but
It's her peasant talks, as she
her
calls
peasant
them.
talks, yeah, and her like low 90s. Yeah, I mean, everyone says free Britney, but I'm all about it. Like if she's living it up for herself, I think she's fine.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
My favorite type of review, the people who do unboxing videos on YouTube.
I just did an unboxing today.
Are you
for my vlog? Yeah, that's when my vlog is coming out. It's unboxing. It's coming out.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How long is it?
I like it because
How long
it's like
is
5 minutes.
What
But what did you unbox?
Well, you gotta watch the video to find out. No,
come on, give us like.
No, I unboxed
Chipotle.
No, a game that I bought for my patio, like one of those.
A game?
Like, yeah.
Oh, like a board game or something?
Like a multi-person game that like interactive one,
He
like a
doesn't
bar
wanna
one,
say
like a
the
Jenga, or Connect Four, or something you could do out with a bunch of people.
So it took 5 minutes to unbox a game?
Yeah. There's some multiple spots. I put it together.
Hold on.
Like, that's a lot, dude.
You were doing the commenting as you were doing it. So this much by this much, and look, you cut it open and you open like that.
Well, there's a bunch of pieces. So
okay, you have to tell us what it is, or we're gonna keep guessing.
It's a putt game. So
a putt game.
I told you this.
You reviewed a putt game.
I reviewed the grass. I reviewed the clubs. I reviewed the balls. I reviewed.
Reviewed the balls in the grass. Yeah. You reviewed the balls in the grass.
I'm buying more grass to cover the whole patio.
Cover the balls. Hold on. Hold on.
What do you have against unboxings?
I don't have anything. It blows my mind that I mean, I've seen some that are really like. First of all, I've seen some that were done by like 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
There's
they have a monopoly on it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a kid who his job
The
is to
most
unbox
famous
toys or something.
YouTuber is just an unboxed. He does the toys. You're right. He's
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
He's
he's
rich.
a
highest paid YouTuber.
multi-millionaire.
That's
Yep.
nuts.
But it's
I wanna
also a
unbox-
calming. It's a calming effect. So they looked into it. It's the psychology of someone. It's just like, you know, when you watch Tasty, a lot of people do not make those foods that they watch,
Mhm.
the 5-minute meals. It's
Right.
very calming to watch something that has an ending that you can kind of rely on, that you know is not going to jump out and be like, ah. You know, that's why people like to watch the same movies over and over, because they know how it's going to end if they have anxiety. So the boxing triggers the same type of psychology. I was a horrible influencer, by the way. Like, they send me free shit all the time, and like they want me to unbox it, and I just can't. I do it wrong, or I just can't do it.
I mean, there's the whole science.
Yeah,
This
there
Yeah,
guy,
you got to be good
I
at it.
watched a
Seems like
bunch of
you did it
them.
right,
It's-
Obi.
There
If you
is
took 5
something
minutes, you did
soothing
it right.
about watching somebody like open something that you're interested in. Like,
no,
oh
sometimes
shit.
there's not even any openings. Like the guy, I was looking for a wallet, and I'm like, yeah, I could go on Amazon and all that stuff, and I'm like, there's got to be somebody who reviews wallets, and there is. There's a dude that has the whole website and the whole channel, and when I say hundreds of wallets, that's all he does. So he'll put, like, he has a whole production where, like, he'll put the wallet on the table and he has like a pen, and he goes, look, and you open it like this, and then it has 2 pockets on the side, and look, I can fit this card but not that card, and
Oh.
it was like 10 minutes long, and he has thousands of views. Apparently there are people who just love wallet reviews.
Yeah.
So you do like reviews.
You do like review because
I said I didn't like it. I said I don't- I don't-
you watch Nardwar and he reviews records.
No, not order. It doesn't. I don't think he reviews them. Not or just
Because
interviews.
he does, because he goes over the artwork and the track list and all that too. That's a review.
Yeah, but it's more. I think it's funnier because Nardwar is a character, and it goes like this all the time. I love it. I didn't say I don't like reviews. When you hear me say that, I said I don't write.
Because you're hating on Yelp.
I'm not hitting on Yelp.
Yeah, you are.
God.
You're a hater. Haters don't know that they're a hater.
Right. They don't. No, haters really don't.
I don't. No, I'm not. I don't. To me, I don't write them. I didn't say I didn't consume them. I said I don't write them.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
So
Sure.
Southbourne Hyundai is not getting. I told him when I left. I said I'm not gonna go write a Yelp. It was horrible. Just check your shit and make sure next time doesn't happen. That's it. I'm not gonna go and.
Do you
Write an
want me to write it for you? Because like I will.
She'll
I'll
do
write
it.
this review.
Outsource to Penelope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it say your location's in New York?
Like a little bit off topic, can I ask Penelope a question, or you guys too? Just in the world, since you spoke on influencing, not so, this has nothing to do with reviews, but just
Go
since
ahead.
you're in acting and you guys are in film and stuff, I search trends a lot for my company. And I've noticed a lot of TikTok, Instagram, anything, YouTube, a lot of influencers are showing up as lead actresses in the next year or two in like these films with no acting experience or anything.
Yeah.
Like, can I just ask that? Because I literally was like, please God, no. There's the girl that is big on TikTok. She's in a remake of the 90s romantic comedy She's All That, which I adore.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Addison Rae.
Madison.
Yeah.
And
I
she
saw
has
that.
no acting experience, and I'm just like, I wanted to see another version, but like, I don't want it to. I'm just torn. So
I
I-
personally don't like it. I think it's bullshit. I mean, these people, it takes a lot of skill to be an actor. It's a lot of work. It's really hard work.
Mhm.
And you have to be good at it. And they're just choosing celebrity. And it's not fair. It drives me crazy. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do
the
you think
reason
about
I was asking is because in the world of influencing, my daughter is, she's in plays and she does like theater. She's 16 and she's kind of moving up in that way, but she stays away from social media as much as she can. But it just seems like she has, in order to get seen or when she has applied for things, people want to know what her following is. And it makes me really
Yep.
angry because it comes into play. I mean, luckily she gets plays and she gets roles and leads off of her talent sometimes, but sometimes she misses them because of the followers. And I think it's bullshit. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to probably get my own validation there.
I mean,
Sorry to hijack.
I struggle with it too. Like, I really, really hate social media, but I have to be on it. And it's just like this constant battle because it's not authentic. Like it doesn't show really my skill, and people care about your following and like all this stuff, everything that you're posting. And it just drives me insane. But I mean, Obi, you're probably in the same boat, like with film, you have to post your shit. But
yeah, like I felt like when I was still trying to like work in a bunch of different projects, I felt like, man, they like all the networking is through social media. Like if I don't have this Facebook, I'm not gonna be able to see who's asking for somebody to work on this or whatever. It's part of it's like the two-edged blade kind of thing. It's like one side, yeah, it's like one side's good and then the other side is really bad too. It's just,
is there a site out there where there's actually ratings for actors too, or staff? This director, this grip, this assistant producer.
No,
something like that.
Really.
No, it's just
not yet.
Not yet. Not that I've seen.
Not yet.
The closest thing is like Rotten Tomatoes, but that's like a whole project. That's not like an individual.
It comes down to the same thing that happened with the woman who had the site about people. You have to have basis for why you would be ranking a person or leaving feedback. And so you open yourself to slander. There's all kinds of legalities. So that's why you can't really review people unless they are a service. So I doubt that that's going to come around anytime soon in that way. But I mean, we have enough people with opinions that post opinions. So
that's all we do. That is all we do is like, look, my word counts. I voted in this country or doesn't matter. But what I got to say, somebody's got to hear it.
Right.
And I think there is this aspiration to become one of the influencer and run shit. So now my voice really counts. Like I really have a platform and people are going to listen to me. So when something happens, I'm like, oh, I wonder what this person thinks about this business, this product, even this person, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what
now we're at a place where you almost have to, like you really, a lot of people that want to become influencers, I coach this with our clients sometimes. They'll take anything. They'll take any product, anything that people will send them. So it looks like they're an influencer. And that used to work. And I would get stuff and I'd be like, we would get stuff. We didn't know how, but we realized my address was on my legal stuff. So I was like, how the hell am I getting all this free shit that I didn't ask for, that I don't back, because of my chronic illness, but I feel like I either need to put it up or I need to send it back. And so we've come to a place now where like almost you to have integrity, you're going to have to start minimizing, there was a lot of influencers that were selling skinny teas and all kinds of random things, bracelets. And I've turned down a bunch, I don't have a big following, but I've turned down a bunch of influencer things in this past year to kind of streamline what I wanted to focus on. And it led me to some bigger opportunities. So I think some people are going to have to get that way or it'll drive them crazy. They'll be trying to push skinny teas and bracelets and scrunchies and not make very much money, but be selling their soul all day.
Would you want to be an influencer, Penelope?
Not an influencer. I want their money. Like I would love to get paid for what they're doing. I think their job is bullshit. I mean, we all know it's bullshit, right? But
it's like
they live off of it, though.
It's an image. It's like you're doing an image. It's like your caricature, kind of.
So you have to be careful because there's the influencers that literally will say ad and they don't give a shit about what they're selling or anything. But then you have some people that have like a platform of something that they are known for, whether it be music or it be something, and they're asked to share with their following something that they actually believe in, like partnerships, like Selena Gomez partners with Puma, or Demi Lovato does Fabletics because she's working out and she made her own line. She really did use those before she made that line. Some influencers, it's fake. I'm like, I know you don't like that damn candle because I've never seen you use it, or you got 6 other candles you talked about last week. But I just signed a deal on something that was important to me, water that I do get behind. The company is interesting. Back was a part of that conversation. He had to translate.
You mean to tell me, Kim, you don't support Sugar Bear hair pills like every other Instagram girl that's on the internet?
I don't.
Sugar Bear
you have to tell me what that is.
I see on every single person's post.
It's like
did you just make this shit up?
They're like
No,
vitamin
that's a real thing.
Oh,
Yeah, there's supplements. I do support supplements, but like if you go to mine, I'm boring. Like I support like the ones for autoimmune systems and getting your immune together and your gut health. So that's why I'm not the one that people really seek out, and I'm not as known in certain areas, but I do get paid money. Like, I mean, I'm not going to try to say too much, but I do get some money because my people buy the products that I do put up because
You're
they
an
know that
influencer.
if it's coming from me, you know, it's not the influencing part. Like I've explained to the people that follow me, I would rather inspire you to look into your own health. And if this product matches that, then I want you to go with it. I go for inspiration over influence. I don't want to influence someone. I'm sure it happens. I've posted something and they'll do it. But like, you know, back we were talking over the deal that I just signed to be the spokesperson for that company. When I posted it, if you read on my Facebook, there's like 100+ comments of people going, I drink Voss, I drink Fiji, I drink black water for my alkaline problems.
This is all water.
But it's all water, but like the alkaline water is important if you are someone who has like autoimmune issues and you are highly acidic. That's why I got into black water and I was in their ad. So, I mean, that's why I did get behind that one, because I do believe in the quality of water for certain people like myself. It matters. So to my chronic illness community, that matters. Now to everybody else, it's like, bitch, this is just some fucking water, whatever. And I'll just use filtered water. So that's why I think it matters. And I like to tell people, I would rather inspire you to educate yourself on it and then decide. I don't want to influence you just because I have it.
Obi, what do you want to do with your vlog?
Me?
Yes. Is
wants
more
to-
I want to make money.
Subscriber. I see.
Money.
That's what I want to do. I want to make money.
So I mean, so you want to become, you know?
At least he's honest.
Yeah. Look, but at the end of the day, I think that's what all these kids that always have their phones on and that are sharing 24/7 every moment of their life. That's what they want to be.
Yeah.
And in that process,
but it's
like
like part of me feels like I'm opening this like Pandora's box, because it's like, I don't want to be famous. I just want to have a secondary income. Like that's the thing that I want. Like, I feel like in my mind, I want to only get to a certain limit and then cap it and like, oh, no more.
Good?
This is it. That's it.
Really?
Like, but there's no way to control that though.
What's the number? What's the number?
Like, as long as you're not
The
fake.
number 1,000.
$1,000?
But listen, as long as you're not
No,
fake.
1,000 subscribers.
Like if we
You need
see
more than that.
shit that's bullshit, Obi, we're gonna be like, dude, come on now. Like, really? You're not that type of person. There are good influencers that make a lot of money because they do have integrity.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yes.
there's two sides to that world, and Obi, like, having it be your goal be money is not a bad one as long as you
I
keep your
know.
integrity with
Yeah,
it.
it's,
Now, you sell your soul if I see you in some damn
Keep it real,
Speedos.
Obi.
Yeah.
You can only keep it real.
Hey, if you see me selling nipple clamps and stuff, like, you know, I
shit.
sold myself to the industry. Like, I don't care what I'm
I don't
selling
know.
anymore.
If I see that, I might be inspired to be like, well, let me be a little bit more open. Because I have
Hey, we'll
honestly,
support you. We'll
Mm.
there's some
Look,
influence
if you
that
do
have
an-
really opened my thinking. Like,
if you do an
and I
ad, if
I
you,
can buy some lingerie that looks like that before if there's somebody that way.
Oh my
Like, I
Oh
have
my-
straight bought lingerie that I have seen that influencers have put up because I've been like,
No.
I'm coming close to 40. I want to feel good about myself. And it has helped me feel better having an illness. So as long as you're doing good, but I've had friends call me out. If I posted something in the early days that they knew was bullshit, they were like, bitch, we all know that you know. And so when if you have
but you
somebody
got
that keeps-
paid.
I got paid and I didn't feel good about it. And then I stopped it. Like you can ask Sinjin,
Look.
you can ask any of my friends. I don't take things that I don't believe
Obi.
in now.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to bump that 1,000.
Yeah.
Fine.
Because you need at
fine.
least
5,000.
What?
I mean,
Wait, what? Oh, what was your number?
There's millions to be made, Obi. Why are you saying no, dude?
Because
That's the thing.
because that was the bare minimum to start being monetized. So I was like, oh,
It's
that's
$1,000?
all I need.
What do you
it's
get with
1,000
that?
subscribers.
1,000 subscribers. Sorry, you get
Yeah.
nothing out of that.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
mind
do.
post you right
You're
now.
not gonna live.
We don't aim low. We do not aim low, Obi. We aim
No.
high. We aim high and hope that we get
Yeah,
halfway
that's
there,
500,000.
low and meet it. We
Fine,
never
fine.
aim low and meet it.
I'll change my mindset.
Oh, you're going about this all wrong, man. I was going to review this. I'm going to unsubscribe. Shit. If that's your goal, I'm 1 out of 15.
You're gonna keep me away from my 1,000.
Yeah, well, when you come back with real numbers and said, look, I'm going for 1 million followers. I want to be bigger than all these radio personalities and all these people. And then boom. But 1,000, man, come on.
Oh, fine.
You can't even buy coffee with that.
I'll
You can't even go to a dollar store with that.
I will sit and make both my kids and Sinjin and our professional YouTube account subscribe to you.
fine.
After
I'll do
20,000.
20,000.
Boom.
Damn, dude, you're not gonna.
You just gained
What
5
are you-
new followers. and we're
What are you
done.
talking about?
No, that's not how this works. Okay, can you
Because I don't know. What
pull
do
up? Who's the big YouTuber right now?
There's a bunch.
King Bach. Go to
Uh,
King Bach's YouTube thing. And
King-Bach?
He has like 17 million.
okay, there you go. Do you think it was aiming for 20,000?
No.
No.
Jake
No.
Paul's-
But he's trying to get famous.
That little makeup dude was going for.
He's trying to get
4,000?
famous. I'm
You
not
have
trying to get famous.
Obi. You gotta get famous to get it, to make it.
Yes, get
But
famous. and you get paid.
but I discovered there's this bubble below fame where they still make money. Like,
No.
No.
You don't get famous. How
it's-
are we ever going to say we did a podcast? Oh well, never mind. Penelope's already.
I
done.
got y'all.
No, we're
That's
good.
y'all job.
Yeah, I was like, we're good.
11.4 million followers on YouTube. King Bach. So you're gonna be famous. You're gonna make
So
money.
just move the decimal one spot, and there you have my number.
One spot.
Dude, you gotta reach higher because
It's
you'll
so-
never make it if you.
Fine.
It's still
fine.
1.1 million, man.
We'll see. I'll let you know how my unboxing video goes. And
How are you
Obviously-
planning to get all these followers? Like, doesn't Kim know this? What is the magic to getting
Oh, we're gonna
followers?
start the
yeah,
whole show.
About that last week. Last week. If you go back to
she'll
last-
show you.
Yeah, if you go back to last week, or
Okay.
if you can just, I mean, if you ever want to know, since you got to kind of do stuff
I'm
with your
really
social
curious.
media. I mean, honestly, we talked about it last time. Let's just do a Zoom hangout and chat about it. Put
Yeah.
Adam in.
Yeah.
You guys, we'll just chat another time. I'll help you. I mean,
I'm
it's
just so
free.
curious because,
I'm
like, I
tired
know
of people charging so much fake shit to teach people lies. So I give so much free information out. Like, it's such lies that they're paying you.
I'm down.
Take this class, and they tell you stuff, but they already had 100,000 followers when they were trying to sell these classes.
Right.
So to be a coach, I do a very bad job in the industry. A lot of coaches don't like me
Let's
because I
review
call
that.
them shit out. So
Let us review that. Don't
We'll
don't
give
sell
you a good
yourself short.
review. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm saying to coaches, I do
Yeah.
a bad job because the coaches don't like that I call out the fake shit and say don't
Right.
fall for gimmicks. But to my clients, of course, I do well. I have 2-year plus clients that are still with me, so I'm good there. But I'm not a fan. Like, the coaches aren't a fan of me, so I'll never be able to.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
We'll create a Yelp page just for that, and then we'll give you 5 stars.
Thank you.
And I'll just write, it's good. And that's it.
Oh,
I think,
Five words.
oh
Yeah,
shit. It is
really
really good. There you go.
Very good. Okay? Question mark.
Yes. I think the shorter the better. If it just go, this place sucks. Volume
Totally.
4. Really, this place really sucks. And period. And you're done with your day. When you start writing like a whole essay.
But you spell
you-
the word period.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's funny. Like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, I use the word dicks too much. Like, some of my people watching are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh," because like if I get angry at someone, or my kids are dealing with some bully ass person, where I'll be like, "You can tell her to go suck a dick," and my kids are like, "You want me to tell them that?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I don't want you to actually say that. I just mean like,
Go service orally.
yeah, like don't say that." Or like sometimes I'm just like, like I have a couple. Nope, I censored myself. Anybody else have a topic they want to say? I almost forgot.
I mean, we could talk about his dick. It's fine.
You started on dicks, so I guess we're talking dicks.
I
I'll
mean,
tell
we
you after
started
the
that
show.
way. Yeah.
What's your
Just-
go-to cuss word?
Actually, we're blaming you because you brought up the dick sucking in the bathroom. Nobody said anything
Yeah.
about dicks, and then Obi kept up with his balls and his grass,
Yep.
and
that's
so
true.
Hey.
I'm known in my friend group for this topic. It's just, yeah, it's bad.
You're just like me, girl.
I use the phrase bag of dicks.
I know.
I don't know what my deal is.
Penelope looks all like kind of PG. She's just there with it, but she'll do it all like behind the scenes.
I am being really good.
really,
She's like, I'm with you.
We can go wherever you guys want to go. I mean, very.
Wait, sometimes I get myself in trouble on the podcast when they ask us, they ask you to come on about like sex positivity and things like that. And I'm like, you open the box and they don't expect me looking the way I do online or with my kids to talk about things openly, but I go deep and they're like, okay.
oh, you go deep. All right,
She goes deep.
she goes deep, folks.
She opens the box.
5 stars.
Yep, you see,
5 stars.
All up.
Go deep,
I already
deep.
had like 2 jokes ready to fire off. I was like, nah, let me.
Come on, give it a
I
review.
gotta do it, Obi.
You gotta
I
do
already
it. Come
said
on.
my whole Obi, why are you backing away?
I don't know.
Don't, come
Yeah,
on.
you need more followers. Come on.
Come on.
I
This
know.
this will go. I'll just clip
I
that.
just
this
talked
is-
about
channel.
Mm.
I
You
literally
talking
just
about how
watched
deep
it.
I go will get me the followers?
Yes. Go ahead. Be controversial. You're not gonna hurt her feelings,
No, I'm joking. I don't know.
dude.
I don't have anything. Stop putting me on the spot. You're a fucking hater, man.
Yeah, joke. I didn't put you on the spot. You put yourself on the spot.
If you don't stop, we're gonna see road rage chase you down and yell at you in the Whole Foods
Which-
Obi.
We're trying to help you, and so you can have your. We're trying to get your followers up and your subscribers
We're
up.
giving you a little spice.
Subscribe to my channel.
Is that your dope shit? You're not gonna get. Okay, first of all, it's not gonna happen that way. Excuse me. If you're listening,
Yeah, you gotta
would you
give more
mind?
good shit.
Would you mind going to my channel, youtube.com/onlyob? I don't even think that works. You have to type in the full thing.
Plan A is begging, like, hey guys, please, like, this would be my favorite wish if you.
What's plan B? You have Penelope do a spot.
Penelope. I just put Penelope on every single
No,
thumbnail.
you just need to like take a nudie. Just show your dick.
No, I can't even do that anymore because somebody took my name and used the OnlyFans
Yes,
for it.
only Obi.
We found it right like during our sound check. Somebody already has the Obi OnlyFans.
Hey, Colin, pull that shit up. Go to,
Nah, don't pull it up.
yeah.
My name is taken.
Obi,
I
Colin.
own the Instagram, the Twitter, the YouTube, but they have the OnlyFans. They have the only Obi
/only Obi. Colin, share that shit up. Pull that
I'm
up.
thinking of like OnlyFans is really blowing up. Like you can really make good money. I was looking into that.
Oh yeah.
And
You
like
can.
Chatterbait.
Crazy money on there.
You guys have heard of Chatterbait?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only Obi right there. Look at that.
Look at that. That's my name.
Only Obi.
Doppelganger photo.
Nah. Oh yeah, that is my. I
Zoom in
use
on
that
the
photo.
avatar.
because I'm fat, but this person is not.
You look good in red, Obi. Damn.
Yeah, you like to bend over on that couch.
Oh,
Your red
Only
underwear.
$14.
Flashing red underwear.
This sounds like you too. Send me a DM after you subscribe.
Dang. Yep.
You know
that's-
you wrote it.
It's not aiming
It
high
was
enough.
me.
That only Obi is not it. For $13.95. What was the price?
Yeah.
Those things are legit. 2 years ago, Sinjin, one of my closest friends, she's a photographer. She's actually from Austin. Obi, do you know Amber Rose McConnell?
Why does
She's
that
a
sound so
photographer and
familiar?
model.
That name sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah, so she's been in her best friend is Danielle Burgess, who's in film and stuff. But Amber is beautiful. Like you should look her page up. She's natural redhead. She's
I know who you're talking about.
photographer.
Yeah.
You gonna
Okay.
bet on the show?
Super beautiful.
Probably.
She's super beautiful. She won't come on the show. She won't talk. She's super shy.
Now,
Super shy.
we had 2 girls who have their OnlyFans content creator on the show a couple of weeks ago.
I saw them. She's on a whole.
nice.
No offense to them. She's in a different thing, and she's on a whole different level. Like Amber is very shy, but she's not only is she a great she does like nude modeling. Her work is beautiful. She's like a little sister to me. I've known her for like 11 years. She lived at my house a long time ago before everything. But we moved in with her in Seattle when we moved to Seattle a couple of years ago. We stayed there for a little while, and she was on Patreon. She was making bank on Patreon, and she had this beautiful formula that I teach some of my clients on how to do their Patreon with nude modeling or nude stuff, those types of photos. But the thing about Amber is that she has a great formula in this. And if you're a person getting into OnlyFans in this, I would
Too
recommend
late for
this.
Obi. Penelope, maybe?
Is that,
Yeah,
even
let me know.
is I'll send you a little few tips that you could do. I'm not going to do the nude, or I'm not going to do the photo
No, no.
stuff because I'm not a model, but you could do it. But I know with Amber, what she did was she was so great that she started networking with other people and pairing up to offer like content on their Patreon, their fans only. And she does photos for people in the same industry of what she does. So she does these beautiful photos of these girls, and then those girls shoot her, and then they shoot together. So she has 3 ways that they can be seen. And she is making bank, but she's so chill. She's so shy, but her Instagram is bomb. Like everyone's always like, you promote nude photography. It's like soft porn, but like, it's beautiful. Like, I love it. I mean, she inspired me to start buying French women's robes, these French silk robes.
Yeah.
Because she would walk around just naturally in them at night. And I'd be like, she's so fucking chic. It's like, I'm wearing like these joggers and I'm not that comfortable. And so I started buying these outfits, and I immediately was like, I feel so like luxurious. I feel so wonderful. And even Sinjin and like, you're really pretty in that, Mom. And I'm like, really? Like, right? And they're like, yeah, you look really good. I walk around with my little wine glass every now and then.
So
but it was
French.
inspired by
So fucking French.
watching the photos and those things. And it really empowered me, like on a feminine level, to be more feminine and kind of get in touch with that side. So those OnlyFans accounts, I mean, I know they can make bank, but you want to cross promote each other. You want to collaborate. You want to do things that,
that makes sense.
if your base is men, they want to see as many of you together and doing things as possible. So send me a message for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done anything like that. I'm just trying to make some money.
I mean,
hey, same boat. Everybody.
I'm broke as fuck.
Everybody.
Broke in New York. Well,
It's
everybody
the
is trying to make
quarantine,
money. This
I mean,
is
I'm
COVID
fine.
times.
I'm fine, but I need like a house. I need a car. Like, I'm trying to.
You're broke.
I mean,
Well, step 1, come to Austin, and then step 2.
She gets to travel everywhere.
Moving with Obi.
Travel for like photographers pay them to travel, brands pay them to travel. Talking about influencing, the lingerie companies or t-shirt companies, I see you're in a t-shirt, you can set the level of what your comfort is. They send them products and pay them per post. So they'll pay them like $500 for one post on Instagram and a t-shirt from their OnlyFans accounts and things like that.
I mean, that's pretty good.
You have the face and you're pretty.
Yeah.
The
You ever tried
personality.
to do like ambassador or stuff like that for a brand?
I mean, I've been reached out, like, I'm sure Kim knows all about this. Like, brands will reach out to me in my DMs and say, like, promote our products and be our ambassador. But it seems like scammy. Like, it seems so weird to me. I always just like ignore it.
I'll send you some apps and some information on the real ones that you'll be like, oh, this is easy. And then you can go from there. So
you're amazing. Thank you.
On the personal,
I never have.
You should try it. Seriously. You'd kill at it.
I mean, let's go, you guys. You know?
I mean, it gets to a point where they have bots on Instagram now. Like, if your photo is, good, then you get a comment and they go, hey, would you like to, we'll send you some free shit if we can take your picture and use it for blah, blah, blah. Like, I posted this picture of my son drinking milk, Horizon milk. And I put it on his Instagram. I said something like stupid, like stay hydrated. My friend's some stupid. And then Horizon Milk. Yes. And Horizon Milk like comments and goes, hey, we're doing this program for milk. They don't have anything else. And we want to feature your son, this picture. Can we take it? And in exchange, we'll send you some Horizon Milk stuff. He said stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't give a shit. And what it was, they had like Instagram stories when it was just like kid after kid after kid just drinking it. Just people sending pictures, or they would find them. but we never fucking got anything.
They didn't send it to you?
Nope. And I
Oh.
reached out because I was like, okay, I'm gonna be petty because honestly, it's fucking Horizon milk.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, you're gonna give us diapers or you're gonna give us like, it's fucking milk. And and then I reached out like I think about a month later because I was like, oh yeah, what happened? I was scrolling through pictures and I saw the post and I was like, oh, let me reply and say, hey guys, we're supposed to get Horizon milk stuff. And like, oh, we're so sorry. Let me reach out to my people. Blah 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 blah. That was 4 months.
Nothing. You
That
never
was
got
4 months
anything.
ago. No, never got anything.
The legit brands are the ones you want to like attract, and
It's
like
Horizon
I
milk.
still get shocked.
It's
Like-
a fucking. It's not mom and pops
No,
like
I mean
cow
like
milk.
not the sorry. The
It's not moo cow
like-
fuck milk down the street. It's
No, of course not. But some of them don't have proper influencer programs put in place. So they had a social media person that was trying to work on something and last minute was like, hey, we're going to do this thing. We'll give them milk. They didn't have a proper thing in place. The people I always work with, excuse me, that might've been loud, is I make sure that their companies, I ask them back, like, do you have a proper influencer program in place? And they'll say yes or no. And just like we talked about last week on micro-influencing, you know, I'm very specific in what I do. Like I said, I don't have a large following. But guess what? This is some real shit. You never know. Like I'm gonna tell you this, OB, because you were like, I'm not sure that about how I got to do it and all this formula. All I did was I've been getting into some fashion things lately for my mental health and for like, you know, kind of growing up into my age. And so I bought a capsule closet kind of vibe from some things, and I had taken some photos because of that deal that I spoke about with FeedBak. I needed some photos for the launch. Well, I put a photo up on Twitter. And it was said, and the outfit was from Nasty Gal. And I put an outfit up, the photo, and I said, you know, and I'm not into fashion, but I wrote fashion inspiration brought to you by old reruns of LA Law from 1986, a combination of LA Law and Sophia Omarosa's like, you know, style about 5 years late. And then any girl's like Pinterest board from California right now or New York, right? The oversized clothing, the big blazers, that kind of look. So Sophia Omarosa of Nasty Gal likes my tweet, which was enough for me. I was like, oh shit, thank you. Validation. It takes very little to make me happy. So I was like,
oh yeah.
yeah, I was so happy about that. I was like, because I love her story and her backstory. And so I was like, cool. So then she reached out, their company reached out to me and said, hey, we would love to sponsor a couple of your outfits for your wardrobe and your journey. So here's the code. And it was like $300 worth of clothing. And I was like, what I got to do?
Penelope just went, what?
You know what I have to do? And they said, no,
Done.
just make sure just drop it in your stories and just, you know, the photos you posted already were good enough, but just drop some in your stories. That's it. And so, yeah, today I got to sit and pick $300 just from a tweet of a photo and just kind of, I just referenced her. I referenced many other things in there, but I just referenced her and she reached out and I asked if she had, I said, is this an influencer, you know, program? And they said, absolutely. Here's how you do it. Just go, you know, write your name in. And I took it and immediately I got the $300 code. So you never know.
Cool. Hey, well, I do know because like you see this sweater I'm wearing. This is actually a sponsored thing. Like I'm not joking. I was sent this. I was sent this to wear.
They're not paying me.
They're paying that I was getting hooked up.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this outlier stuff I've always been wearing has been sent to me to wear, and not like the hats. Yeah.
Nice.
From what? What did you do?
Zach is like, y'all stop talking about brands on my podcast. And I'm getting paid.
How come you get the shit that I got Jack?
Because
I got nothing
reach,
on my wall.
My reach is better. Look at your
I got a giraffe sitting over there. That's all I got. Fuck, dude.
You need to put like a piece of paper that says your ad could be here.
All right. Truly, if you're listening or watching, it's delicious. This is the mango.
Yeah, and Penelope's gonna like do an ad for like cats with her cat.
That's a dog.
Oh, that's a dog?
Yeah.
I thought it was a cat.
No, I thought it was a cat too.
So I thought
On
it
your
was a dog.
couch? I thought that was a cat.
Oh
shit!
No, it is a dog.
Well, yeah, thanks. Yeah, it is a dog.
The fluffiest.
Give Penelope
dog.
all the dog ads, all the dog treat things.
I know. I tried to get him an agent, but and they did call back, but he does sniff at some men, so he can't really be on set.
And that's a problem.
And if he's like alone in an ad, yeah, like, you know, he can't be.
Sniffing men.
Yeah, he's like really protective of me, I guess. So just men. He just seems to not like.
It's always the small ones too. They feel like they have to like prove something.
Yeah,
Their
exactly.
little dog energy is so great. I love that. I always loved little dogs like that. They remind me to be like, you know what? If a little dog can go up against a Rottweiler and be like, "What's up, bitch?" Then I can be like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
him
dogs
to
get
the
ball.
T.
Obi, you still getting the dog?
Dude, Obi, I
Yeah,
thought that
I am.
you're getting a dog?
I am.
I was just gonna
Go to
say,
Yelp and review the dogs before you get them. Look at
That's
reviews of dogs.
horrible.
There's got to be something like that out there.
Jonathan Simpson said he bites. I don't know who he's referring to. That could be any of y'all.
Oh my God, that's that's my friend. You would know. Obi, don't you know him? Maybe not.
I
John
don't know.
Simpson.
I don't think so.
That's
Or
what-
is he from Austin?
Yeah, he
Oh,
lived in
okay.
Austin.
Hmm.
He was on the improv
Welcome.
scene. Shout out to John Simpson.
Welcome, John Simpson.
Thank you for tuning in. Obi, you know what you're going to get?
A Cocker Spaniel.
Really nice.
I'm trying to choose between a Cocker Spaniel or a Labradoodle.
Did you
All
look
this-
up the reviews?
Yeah, look at the reviews. Do they
No.
bite? Do they sniff at men?
Can I give you
Or
my
women?
review?
No, I'm going
they-
by just
do they
what my
like
gut
gay people?
instinct. My
Can
gut
I tell you my
instinct.
reviews on Cocker Spaniels? I had two.
Mhm.
And
Wait,
they
hold
were
on. Where did you review dogs?
I
Are you
didn't review dogs.
No, she said she reviewed 2 dogs.
No, I said, can I give you my review? Because I had two
Oh.
Cocker
Oh,
Spaniels.
I thought you went somewhere and you reviewed the
Me
fucking
too.
dog.
I thought you said that.
No, I didn't. But I give that freely because we struggled really hard with we
Oh,
had
God
dogs.
forbid we got to pay for
Uh-huh.
your dogs.
The Cocker Spaniels were by far the ones that were the hardest for us to like training in the house and also being aggressive.
What?
Yeah, man, get
that's
yourself
why
a
I wanted.
poodle.
That's why I wanted the Cocker because everybody, all the descriptions I read are like they're the easy going like breed. Like
Just
I
I
get
don't
a
would
know.
look at
lab.
the main dog pages because they're known for being aggressive breeds. They can actually have aggression seizures, which is what they had. One of them had with my daughter. An aggression seizure means when they bite, they go into a seizure and you have to pry their mouth open.
Oh my
This is a 1-star review of your dog that
What the
you have
fuck?
yet.
Are you talking about an American or which type?
I don't know. I want
He
a
doesn't
fluffy
look it up.
dog.
He hasn't gone on Amazon
The
yet.
types and then DM me because I'll let you know which brand we got or which breed we got.
Okay.
Hey,
Because
seriously
when I
though,
started
dude.
looking it up, it was actually pretty common. And
should-
and you being someone who wants, I guess because you know you want a companion and all of that, and you have your illness, you want one that's easy to deal with. The Labradoodle,
Yeah.
what is it that you're doing? They are so great for chronic illness, for happiness. They are great dogs.
What is
They're
your
not
review?
yapping.
So
Is it
I'll
3?
define
Four,
Labradoodle.
Labradoodle, yeah,
It's
they're
really
so good.
any doodle. Doodles are really easy to train. He's a poodle full, but they're super
Okay.
smart, super easy to train.
There
Like,
you go. You got a bad
Okay.
review from me on the Cocker
I know.
Spaniel.
That's what Charlie is. That was always at my place. Min's dog. He's a Labradoodle. So I was
they're
like,
so cute.
yeah.
It's
Good
a chick
reviews.
magnet, so
Hey.
you know.
I'm
Hey,
down
is-
for
are
it.
this-
I'm
are they
down
small?
for it.
Are they small? I don't know.
They grow kind of big.
Like this? Like how big? Like they can sit on your lap. You can hold them in your purse.
Like
It depends on the-
I mean,
like
no, they don't
50
have a purse,
pounds. 50
Those are like a
pounds?
teacup poodle, the ones you can put in your purse. I held one of those before and I was like, oh, I don't want to break it. Like it was so
Yeah,
tiny.
Let me
It
ask
was-
the girls a question. Like, if you see a guy having one of those teacup dogs, do you look down on him?
No, I think he has a girlfriend, like, or a wife.
Yeah,
I think it doesn't.
You don't. But if it's his dog, he has a teacup puppy dog. Like,
my bias.
because me as a guy, I judge him. I look
I do
down
too.
on him. I was like,
I
yo,
do too.
I
I
wouldn't
fucking
judge
hate.
what are you
him.
doing with this like little ass dog?
I'm a hate on
I
him.
would think you might, like most of my gay friends have little bitty dogs. And so I would think maybe he was gay or taken. I wouldn't
Yeah,
think he was.
I think he was
single.
taken. 100%.
You think that's not his
Yeah.
dog? Like
Right.
But y'all think you say because of y'all
that's his girlfriend's dog. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I would have my boyfriends walk my dog, especially on a cold night. So
No, it's a totally plausible,
Yeah.
makes sense explanation.
but they all said they're like, he brought me so many women came up to me. Like that's what my ex would say when he would take the dog.
Yeah.
So it is a chick magnet, but I think we all would know that it's not theirs, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Look, there are guys who probably just buy dogs just so that.
To get girls.
There was a
Yeah.
commercial. There was a commercial about that. I forgot what it was for, but it was this guy has this like purse size puppy in the park, and all goes, "Oh my god, it's so cute!" Blah, blah, blah. And all girls kept coming, and then another guy is walking in the other direction with another dog, and the same thing happens. And all these guys are walking in the park, and it turns out there's two dudes who have a pop-up stand in the back. We're giving away free puppies.
Stop.
That was a commercial.
Kids are the same. The kids are they're either hit or miss for certain people. But like, I had a friend that would always be like, "I don't mind taking Jade and Madison to the park," and I was like, oh, "Okay." You know, when I was doing photography with him, and his name is Chris, and he would take Jade and Maddie to the park, and I finally one day was like, "What is your deal? You know, I'm starting to get a little worried that you want to take my kids to the park for me," because I was a single mom and he was my best friend. And he said, "Oh, he's like, there's a lady there named Woo, and I love going there because she brings her kids there, and I need a reason to go." And she's always like, "Your friend's kids are so nice and so great," because I have good kids. And yeah, he's like, so then the other women start talking to me. I was like, "Sir, you want to rent my kids?" And he was like, "No, I just want you to let me take them." So he took them to the park quite a bit during that time, and they actually started dating. He started dating a lady from the park for a while. So
It's the same thing with single dads bringing their kids.
yeah.
Because women will look at him and be like, "Oh, he's such a great dad. Look at him. He has kids on his shoulders, and he's on the swing with him, and all that stuff."
Yeah.
Those are all tricks. You know that.
Yeah.
Don't fall. I mean, you can fall for it, but they wouldn't. Let me put it this way: guys wouldn't do that if it didn't work.
I mean, also, I won't lie. If I see a dude at the park, sometimes, you know, and he doesn't.
Obi's is cracking up for a reason.
Because I remember the story. I remember because you're saying we're talking about
What story?
good chick magnet things, these things that work. But I remember one thing that backfired on me so hardcore. Like I was in the grocery, I was in HEB, and it's me and this like really gorgeous girl. We're in the same aisle, and and what was she saying? I think we were looking at like the kitchen appliances, and we started talking. I was like, "Oh man, this is going perfect. Like we're just like vibing in the aisle, and we're not even talking about the food anymore." And then all of a sudden, she asked me like, "Oh yeah, like you're gonna get that? You know that's recyclable, right? Do you recycle?" And I looked at her and I thought, "Oh, I could just throw out this joke. I was like, "No, I don't recycle." And then she lost all interest in me in that instant because I don't recycle. I was like, and in my head I was like, bounce back from this, bounce back. No, she's like, you don't care about the earth? He walked away from me. I was like, what the fuck?
One star, Obi, one star.
From that moment on, I was like, I gotta start recycling. I just missed
but like appearances can be deceiving because even I had a friend that kept going to the park, and she's like attracted to this dad that was bringing, like you said, back his kid there on Saturdays. And she was just like, he's so attractive. He's there with the kid, you know, and the kid's really cute. Like he makes cute kids. And I was like, okay, maybe he's a single dad, you know, whatever. But I told her, I was like, you know, just, you know, beware. Cause like I have an experience, and I'll tell you after why I said beware. And I didn't want to bias her with it. So she says, you know, I think I want to go for it. So she asked him out on a date or whatever. And then he said, yeah. And she said, you know, do you want to meet up maybe, you know, next weekend or something, with, you know, the kids and come to the park or something? And he was like, girl, no. Like she hadn't spoken to him very much. He goes, girl, no. He's like, he's like, I don't even want to come to the park as it is. I only come here because I don't have to do anything with the kid. He just like plays. So she had this in mind, that this dude was like doing this lovely thing with the kid, but the only reason he was going to the park was so he could be on his phone the whole time while the kid played, and he didn't have to pay attention. Dang. And so when she came back and she told me about it, I said, that was why I told you that, because when I took the kids to the park when I was younger, a young mom, all these dudes would be there, and they would be like, this is my one visit for like every couple of weeks. And I'd be like, oh, okay. So they didn't see their kids very much, and they were at the park. So their kid would be, you know, playing somewhere And usually the moms were like watching the kid while the dad was on the phone. So I didn't want to like, put a stereotype on it. So I didn't, but she learned the hard way that appearances can be deceiving. Just because a dude has a kid with him or a woman has a kid with them, that does not mean they're a good parent.
Look, actually,
Totally.
I'll give myself a 5-star as a dad.
Oh, you're gonna review yourself?
Yeah.
Well, just the way you talk about your son, and even when
No, but hold on. No. This is what happens. He has one of those like tricycles that I can push, and
Yeah.
we're on the sidewalk and is riding his thing, and I kid you not, a car full of women, they pulled out their window and they yelled from the other side of the street, "Oh my God, he is so cute! He is so cute! You've done such an amazing job! Look at you!" And drove off. And drove off. And so I'm totally aware of it, and it sucks to say, but it also has to do with the fact that I'm a black dad. And here I am at the park and I have him on my shoulders. I'm not even on my phone. Like, I go through the slide with him and I pick him up and we play. He's laughing. We play ball. We chase squirrels. We do all that stuff. And I see a lot of moms, they were looking at me going, "Look at him. Oh, look at him. He's actually being a dad. He's not a deadbeat dad like most black guys are." That kind of bull. I'm not saying that's what they're thinking. I'm just saying I'm sure that idea crosses their mind. Certainly crosses mine. Because if it was just his mom just playing around, it wouldn't say that. Or if it was a white guy, like, no. But for me, it was like, oh yeah, I'm actually present in my son's life. So 5-star, super dad. Right.
I believe that. I had a woman or a friend that I worked at. I worked at a company, a magazine with. We hung out yesterday, and we hung out because I wanted to give her a break with her kids. Because as a single mom, I used to realize that people talk about helping single moms a lot or single dads, but they never offer to like babysit to give them a free day or do anything to actually lighten the load. They're always like, "I'm so proud of you," but they don't do anything to kind of help. So I was like, bring the kids and I'll take them. So I was talking to her though, and she actually told me exactly what you're saying. So I didn't even think about that. She's a black female, and I don't even know the words anymore. My daughter
Yeah,
says I
she's
can't
black.
say
Okay.
female. So she's a black girl, woman. Anyway, so she says to me, "Yeah, our old boss, actually, we were driving one day and he said to me, oh, how was your relationship with your dad growing up?" And I said, "Yeah, he was always saying stupid shit like that. It's not a good situation. That's why I actually left the company on my own terms, blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "Yeah, because he looked at me and said, because I just know that most black dads are not in the picture." And I was like, he said that just straight out? She goes, "Yeah, he asked me if my dad was around because, most black men weren't and aren't." And I was like, "You should have," I went into something else. I was like, "You should have told me. I could have done so much. We could have got you money." But anyway, so that was just a whole thing. But like, now that you say that, like, I can say that I've heard that at the park and
I haven't heard it, but it's one of those things like,
I've heard it.
sometimes they think it's so loud that I hear it. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
you
if you're
can
gonna pull up, and actually I even notice people driving in the neighborhood. So we're on the left sidewalk and they come in like towards us, and they put this huge smile on their face as they're driving by me just either having my son on my shoulders or just playing with him or whatever. I can actually see that. It sucks, but
Wow.
I'm just doing my part. I'm just doing my part. We've been talking for a couple of hours now.
Yeah.
I give this show
Wow,
4 stars. Let's go around with our dope shit. Share dope shit. Obi, besides your channel.
Oh shit. I forgot. But I next.
All right.
How big is your dick, Obi? Let's tell the people.
What's up with you and dicks? We're gonna have a box. We're gonna stop this and we're gonna keep talking after the show because I think Penelope here has figured out the undertone of this show.
Dope shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like share dope shit.
Wait,
like
are you asking me something? Oh, dope shit, like about anything? I don't know, guys. Go out and fucking vote and be decent human and
Yeah.
There's a really good show that everyone should watch. It's on HBO. It's called I May Destroy You. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It is phenomenal. It is
What is it called again?
excellent.
I made this for you.
Obi, you should be on this shit.
I
mean,
should be on this shit.
I'm on HBO, but I'm watching Raised by Wolves right now.
That is, we need to talk. I want to
Mhm.
discuss that someday. That one is wild.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Get on
What's
that
your-
I
one.
haven't seen that.
What's your dope shit, Kim?
Right now, my dope shit is I just signed up, so a lot of people are taking a bunch of classes, doing a lot of stuff. I bought Sinjin for his birthday. He really wanted to take a master class. I think we talked about this last time. It's a big platform of celebrities that teach their different.
So good. It's
Yeah.
86 different ones: acting, writing, comedy, all kinds of stuff. So I bought one. I thought I was buying just the one for David Sedaris because Sinjin's a great writer, but he loves that style. I ended up buying the pass for the year.
Oh,
And
wow.
it gives you access to all of them. And at first I was like, I don't know if I'll even use it. So I was scrolling through there and I was going through it with Sinjin and the kids. And as we were going through it, each of us were like, holy shit, I want to take that one. And so I started, I'm in the world of coaching, classes matter, quality matters to me. And I actually started listening to some of them and they are really good. So if you have that in your budget this year, I mean, you're learning from celebrity level people that are teaching you how they got known, how to write, how to set things up. So I mean, you're hearing it right from the horse's mouth. I mean, I promote learning and continued education in any form. And I rarely promote celebrities, but this one really, this week I was really impressed. So masterclass, and then as far as some food things that we've been doing on a health level, I'm not trying to promote brands too much, but there's a company called Revive, and they're shakes, and they help with anti-inflammation, which is what a lot of people that go through the flu or COVID have issues with. And it has all the ingredients in it, lots of different shakes. They don't pay me. I wish they did. They send me a bunch of shakes every now and then because I buy them. I like to say that.
Yeah, right.
But I buy them. But those have really been helping me, and it's been helping me get nutrients into my children who are picky eaters.
Watch the Hans Zimmer masterclass.
Which one is that?
Yeah.
That's the one I clicked on because it's the film scoring. I love his.
It's so good.
His home
You took it, Obi?
I watched that episode. Yeah, that one was good.
All right.
They're all really amazing.
Which one did you take?
I've done the David Lynch one. He's like my favorite director.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's why
I didn't get to that one yet.
It's really good.
My dope shit is if you don't watch The Boys on Amazon, it is one of the craziest shows I've ever watched in my life.
Is it season 2?
It's season 2, yeah. But
It's
you can
called
catch
The
up.
Boys?
The Boys, yeah. It's based on a comic book, and it's about basically a league of superheroes. So they're very similar to there's your Superman type and Aquaman type, but they are fucked up. And when I say fucked up, like the superhero league is run by a company, by a corporation. So they actually put on this facade of, oh yeah, our heroes do good and they promote the country and justice and blah, blah, blah. But they're egomaniacs. They don't know how to handle their powers. And there's a group of folks called the Boys that actually try to take down the entire organization. So it's based on a comic book. And the show is on Amazon Prime Video, whatever that thing is. And it's when you think it doesn't get fucked up, it gets even more fucked up. The kind of stuff that the superheroes get away with, and it's still like, yeah, we're the shit and all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm bad with names, but Jaden reminded me we watched it because we have our shared shows, and you're exactly right. It keeps you
really good. Season 1, season 2 just came out, and it drops a new episode every Friday. So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up. Follow Obi on his channel and his OnlyFans for 13.
Yeah.
Penelope, where can people find you?
Penelope Costopoulos on Instagram. It's like the hardest name to spell. So just go to Bak's page or Obi's page and I'm tagged in.
Yeah.
We'll help you with followers. Hopefully, follow her on the Instagram.
Yeah, like I'll send you a nudie or whatever if you guys.
Really? Hey, check if OnlyFans/Penelope.
It'll be a nudie of me though.
You're gonna need a nickname. First of all, you're gonna need a nickname.
All right, we got to change my name.
Costopoulos is way too long, and
So sorry.
even Penelope is long. So you're gonna have to like really
Stage
like.
name.
Yeah,
Have a
people call
stage
me
name.
P. So there you
Call her PC.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go, and spelled out just for the hell of it. Kim,
You guys.
I'm taking kind of a professional break from all professional outlets, so you can just
all
find me
right,
on.
but her link, she's been a guest so many times. Her
Yeah,
link
it's at
is
Dear
always on
Kimberly
there.
K, or Not a Basic Life. You can find me.
Dear Kimberly K on Instagram. As always, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Let's go say follow the FeedBak on we're everywhere except TikTok and Snapchat, and I don't know what the other one are. But wherever you listen to podcasts, go check it out. We're on there, and I'm keeping up with the videos on our YouTube channel as well, so you can see all the pretty faces that we talk to on a weekly basis. Obi, thank you so much as always.
Cool.
Penelope, thank you.
Thank you, sirs and ma'am.
Next-
It's been fun. We will connect.
Yes. Next time, I hope you'll be from Austin.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let you guys know.
I'll drive up for that.
So good luck to you with
Okay.
everything in New York. Kim, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And
again.
we'll talk to you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Yeah.